beautiful gemstones. Welcome to our usual Wednesday night live intuitive oracle reading with myself and Ghostdragonzw. It's been a pretty exciting week. Energetically, we're in the shadow stage of the Mercury retrograde, which I would honestly say with shadow and the retrograde itself is going to last through the first or second week of May. June. So be prepared for that, guys. Just be prepared. And want to thank you all for coming in and showing your support as always. I hope we have a full house tonight. I do have a video. It's a part 1 on H.H. Holmes and the Murder Castle. You guys, some of you guys, a lot of you guys have been asking for that for a really long time. And I decided to finally do it. But the first part, which is a little bit about Holmes, but more about like what they found in the castle and things like that, it's like 8,000 words. So it's going to be a long one. It's going to premiere on Monday at 11 a.m. I will not be in the premiere because I have my monthly doctor appointment, but giving you guys what you want. Diane, welcome. And I'm going to say hi to everyone else, but Diane, I am glad you showed up. You are going to be read first tonight because Saturday was your birthday when I was on with Michigan UFO, and I had to go because I had to play Easter Bunny. And I wasn't able to give you a reading. So I told you if you came in tonight, you would be first. And here you are. Thank you so much for coming and checking us out. And I know you're going to have an amazing time here if you're able to hang out, because this is the best chat on the internet. And I don't just say that. It has nothing to do with me. It's everyone else in here and their energy. Let's say hi to everyone. I had a death in my family yesterday, guys. My Uncle Benny. So Uncle Benny is not blood related, but he is a very dear friend to my father. They called each other brothers, and Benny would always call me his niece so that nobody messed with me when I was out there, in my addiction. And he was a little bit simple, kind of brand new. And what I found out was not only did he pass of, an overdose, but for about a month or two before that happened, and nobody told me, he was feeling demons holding him down at night. And he kept saying demons were in the house. And so just prayers and love to Benny and his spirit so that we can help him safely cross on and get away from this mortal coil, this life, this realm here for now until he's fully healed and ready to come back better than ever. I'm smiling because we always called him Mr. Potato Head because he looked exactly like a Mr. Potato Head, but he was like 6'2". But I was just concerned because nobody had been like, hey, Gemma, guess what Benny's saying is going on? Everyone just assumed that it was his lifestyle that was causing him to hallucinate these things. And I personally, as most of you probably know, do not believe that. So prayers and peace to Benjamin Amato, my Uncle Benny, from Patterson. And I think that'll really help his spirit find peace. Counting on you guys. So Salvatore Soto, good morning. It is good night here. It is 7:17 p.m. Eastern here in Southern New Jersey. Josephine Van Dam, welcome, girl. Hello, Miss Lotus girl. I wore the Pennywise Easter Bunny mugshot photo for Easter, like during Easter pictures and during Easter dinner, because I loved it. And Tennille's darling sister made that for me. I'm working on trial merch, and I want to do that through Arisha because she did such quality work, quality product. And because I know her and because her biological sister, Lotus, is my soul sister and best friend, I feel like she'll pay attention to detail like she did for my shirts that she made me as a gift, and like she did for Ghost Dragon shirts, which I believe he's wearing one again today. I wore mine on Thursday, on Saturday, and then again on Sunday because I have 3 of them. And I might do like 2 designs, a men's and a woman's. I got to work that out with her, but hopefully we can do a trial run with the merch and see how that goes. I'm also doing half-priced readings, $20 to PayPal or Cash App for the rest of the month of April, and it'll be a May reading. If I decide to start it early, like if you say you want one and I have time to do it tomorrow or next week, then I'll do it for like the rest of April through May. Let me just silence my phone because I forgot to do that. I don't know who's messaging me, like who doesn't know I'm here. All my friends are here. Oh, it was just New England Dirt Roadie. He is about to graduate the Gemma course, and I've been working with him for several weeks now, as well as with Jules, Tracy Tritton, and a couple other people because I do 6 weeks, but usually it stretches out because something will come up for me, something will come up for them. But I just see them growing and becoming more spiritually aligned, spiritually connected beings. Jules actually picked up on something yesterday out of the clear blue sky that I never mentioned publicly, never mentioned. And she burst into tears and she's like, "Oh my God, this is going on with you." And I'm like, yes, we did it. So smoochy, smoochy. Miss Monica and Edna, Blue Crossroads. Been a not so bad day. Yes, you did get to eat your favorite meal. I thought it was chicken fried rice with egg in it. It was curry chicken of some sort. Madison, what is up? Tainted nut slap. Why? Christian Wolf, hello. Slow motion. Ireland in the house. Nicole Perone. Miss Diane. Chillin' Charlie. And multifaceted Jules, there she is. Speak of the Gemma. Speak of the devil, because I was reading, I'm so sorry, Gemma. Thank you guys. I do appreciate that. Just picture light in your heart and just picture it beaming out into space, and it'll find him. I know it will, because you're directing it at him. Watching Goof On and Gemma. Yes, I like it. I like it a lot. Yellow. I like that song, Smoochie. Yellow by Coldplay. Everyone else that I know thinks it's weird. I hope Darling Deb pops in. Tracy. Seems like we got most of our family in here tonight. I know Casey is listening. Hopefully Arlene is. Let me bring in the man of the hour. Let me stop rambling just for a couple of minutes and get some readings done. So let's bring him in. Mike Robert.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Ready? You want to do this? You want to gab a little bit more?
Nope, we can start with Diane. I just want to acknowledge Mike's. Mike says, "Hi, Gemma. That reading was so good. I had so many holy crap, that's dead on laughs." Yes, Ralph and Cassie Francis is not here. In a few minutes, I will share out on YouTube. I have to send the link to Donna Messenger and put it on Facebook too. But I was excited to get started on time. So I gave Mike a reading. I had to read yesterday. I had to. There was something moving me and stirring me to do a reading. And because Mike made a donation last week, I decided that it was going to be him. Yeah, Lotus, I don't know that many people that like that song, but I do. Also, Ann Palmer, Shelly Montgomery, I'm sure they'll come in. So Diane, the deck that I'm using for you right now is Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Let's see what Source, Spirit, and your team have to say for you. These readings, as everyone knows, and Diane, I'll just explain to you, they usually go for the next week because everyone shows up on Wednesday, and then I'll give them the next week's reading. But if it goes further than that, sometimes it goes out to 2 weeks or any further, I will, of course, let you know what you're dealing with here. And as I always say, if you have no idea what I'm talking about in the next week or two, you definitely will. I don't miss. There's Miss Shelley. All right. So, Diane, you got card number 27, Dark, and it is Lemire, the card of loneliness. You can be solitary without feeling lonely. Your true power comes from the inside out. Are your fears real? You cannot let unnamed fears interrupt your own peace of mind, Diane. You should be aware of your ancestors and the bloodlines that have created you. The ancient Romans had a name for spirits that were lonely and wandering, Lemires. These were not benevolent spirits because of the disrespect shown to their corpses. Burial rites had not been arranged. And it was said that the living had forgotten them, or the manner of their deaths meant that they could not go in peace and were restless. The poet Ovid described them as, quote, potentially vengeful. There were complex, placating rites that every household knew to perform, called the Lemuria, that kept any Lemures at bay and kept them satisfied and benevolent towards the family. We know that Lemures were both fearsome and fearful. Many could be disturbed or easily scared away by a loud sound or by banging pots. They were often actually quite timid, but frightening, of course, to see. Like the unnamed and nebulous fears that our brains sometimes entertain, once challenged or placated, these ghosts were not so fearful anymore. The most malevolent Lemures were those who were seeking revenge or asking for someone to atone for a crime committed against them. If justice could be done in these cases, the lonely Lemures would have to stop their wanderings and eventually seek the underworld. So your plant companion is fennel, and your crystal companion for this week is tourmalized quartz. And I don't have any of that handy, believe it or not. But so if you do have any of that stuff, it's good to keep it in a little pouch. I usually put it in my bra because I believe skin-to-skin contact, kind of like when you're having a baby, will really help it to advance and affect your energy. Diane, the first thing that I got when I pulled this card was, what are you fearing? Are you fearing a failure in a relationship situation, something with your career, your love life? It doesn't matter. Or are you actually afraid of success and you don't realize it? Are you so convinced due to past traumas, past responses, the way people behave towards you in your life, that you're going to fail, that the thought of success is so far out there for you? As someone who has gone through this, it hit me one time. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not afraid of failing. I'm afraid of succeeding. Holy crap. And I had that revelation right here in stream. So what this card is saying is, use rationality, right? Your heart is one of the biggest liars of all, because your heart will see what it wants to see. So if we're talking about a relationship here, okay, don't go by what you've been through in the past. I call it making your partner pay for someone else's groceries, right? You're not going to pay for the person behind you's groceries. In the grocery line, you're going to pay for your own. Make sure you're only holding your partner or whoever this is in whatever situation it's in accountable for their own actions, not what you're fearing they might be doing. Make sure you keep yourself open to communication. A good way to do this, I don't know if you do yoga, I don't know if you meditate, take 5 to 7 minutes in the morning on a guided meditation to cleanse your aura, to align your chakras. And of course, that doesn't fully happen in 5 to 7 minutes, but it happens enough for you to be open enough to be able to let your intuition guide you without your pesky ego. Ego is fear, always getting in the way, right? What are you really afraid of? Is it something this person actually did? And the other thing I'm getting is there something that this person has done or that you fear they're going to do that you're actually, the hint is coming through from their energy? Are they letting you know somehow, or do you think they are, that they're going to lie to you, steal from you, cheat on you, that they're a narcissist, etc.? I would say this. People always say, don't make any major relationship decisions during a Mercury retrograde. Don't get involved in new relationships. Don't let people from the past in. And I say, poop to that. Here's what I say. If you get involved in a relationship in a Mercury retrograde, the only thing you have to expect is that it's going to change for better or worse by the end of the retrograde. So you only have that month and a half time to see whether this person's really a narcissist who's love bombing you, whether they're a cheater. I say go all in and wait until like the second week of May before you make any major decisions. Pay attention to everything, but make sure everything that you're taking note of with this person is facts. Okay. It's not based on ego, which is fear, and your past and past experiences. I know the older we get, having just turned 40, the harder that is to do, because we've dealt with so much pain, so much trauma. We have so many attachments. Diane says, we were together for 13 years apart, 3, and now back, but it really sucks. Okay, so with something like that, especially during this time with the Mercury retrograde and Saturn being in Pisces and pulling the loneliness card, I would say to you, all right, I always warn people of taking people back from the past. It doesn't usually work, but sometimes it does. There are no definites and guarantees when it comes to the heart. What I would say to you, though, Diane, is to really make sure that you didn't take this person back because you're comfortable with them, because they're what you're used to. And it's because you love them and you want things to work out. Sometimes, yeah, plenty of fish in the sea. Thank you, Anna. Sometimes we want to go back to our comfort zone when we become afraid, or when we start to feel alone, lonely, misunderstood, when the world gets to be too much. Okay. We tend to run to our comfort, like a little kid with a pacifier or a security blanket. Make sure that this person isn't just a security blanket. And there's a really easy way. Well, not easy. There's a really good way that you can do this, and that's by letting them know, expressing what your boundaries are, what you're willing to accept and what you're not, and then making sure that they respect those boundaries. All right?
Ready?
That could be a good thing, but it could also be him returning to his comfort zone or him feeling a sense of responsibility. You guys may be better off as friends. I would have to get to know you a little better and do a personal reading to give you more information about that. I'm not getting like a lot of ickiness as I'm speaking to you about that. Usually there are some people in here I've been like, don't do it. No, this person is garbage. I'm not really getting that. But what I am sensing just by peeking in a tiny little bit, what I can do here, doing a 1-card reading for you, is that there is a sense of comfort here that could be being misconstrued with romantic love, when really it's just a deep love and understanding and respect for the other person. Let me know how it goes. You are not a burden. You never will be a burden. If someone truly loves you, they would never think of you that way. Why don't you email me, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. I will give you my personal phone number. We'll text about it, and I'll help you see a little bit deeper into the situation. Chopper Morgan and anyone else who came in, welcome. As you can see, Spirit is on fire tonight, and I am ready to go. Who's next?
Salvador.
Mr. Salvador. Diane, you're so very welcome. Thank you so much for coming in and saying hi and hopefully becoming a tribe member. We are the Island of Misfit Toys. We are the Charlie in the boxes. New England Dirt Roadie, hey! Thank you for stopping in, sir. I checked my text. I'm like, who would be texting me that isn't here? Like, everyone I know is here. Thank you, Blue Crossroads.
You beat me to it.
New England Dirt Roadie is going through a pretty amazing transition himself. I'm not going to give away his personal information, but I'm super proud of him for taking the initiative and working on his energy with me, working on clearing and cleansing and becoming the best, most adorable version of himself that he can be. And just in a couple of days, I've seen his energy change tremendously for the better, and I'm super proud of him. Jules, like I was saying before, I'm super proud of you. Lara, yes, I'm on a roll. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just filled with the spirit. Oh, Salvador, thank you. Salvador says, this is the best site online. Multifaceted, Jules, starting out the night right. $5 super sticker, guys. Thank you so much. Donations, PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, Super Sticker. I am broke, so every little bit helps. And you guys donating is what helps me to be able to buy decks, to keep the stream going, to pay for StreamYards, almost $30 a month. So things like that. All right, Salvador, inner strength, and I turned right to it. How synchronistic. It was a big one today, but you got through it. You're going to continue to get through it. Oh, yay. Thank you, Smoochie. Diane, no worries. We're also super laid back, so don't even worry about that. A lot of people actually listen with their grandbabies and their babies, and we really are like a big family, and I'm super proud of this stream. Nobody has ever come in here that wasn't a purposeful troll, that didn't leave by the end of it saying like, oh my gosh, this is, amazing. And I'm humble bragging and I'm tearing up, but I'm proud.
Hang on 1 second. I want to show you something.
Yeah.
What do I always say to you, Gemma? Right there. Look on the screen.
Oh, yeah. All the time. Go with the flow. Gemma sent me sage, which I just burned around my apartment. And wow, I don't think the entity liked that one single bit. I believe you got rid of the extra entity with that. And that's what the attack was about. And I'm super excited to peek in on Tuesday and see. Salvador, a young woman advances with sword in hand. A dragon adorned with golden scales, reminiscent of armor, stands behind her. Their heads connect, and she affectionately strokes the beast's chin. At this moment, they are one. This card is a symbol of strength, but not brawn. Is the dragon really there, or might we consider that he is simply a representation of what is in the mind and heart of the woman, manifesting her own inner fortitude and tenacity? If you have pulled this card, then you may need to draw on your own resources of inner strength, your own inner dragon. This is not always easy, especially if it is buried away under doubt and apprehension. We can attempt to find inner strength when we stand up for something we believe in or face up to our fears. Just receiving this card can be a reminder of the strength that lies within you. If you are feeling less than confident or need to confront something head on, this card suggests that you have the courage to take on far more than you believe you can. Thank you so much, Christian. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea. So Salvador, I don't see this being an intense situation where physicality is involved, like where you're going to have to actually fight someone. But I do see someone overstepping your boundaries over and over again. It's not that they're not understanding what you're saying. It's not that they disagree with what you're saying. It's that they simply don't care enough to respect your boundaries. This could have to do with someone younger than you, okay? Possibly you being the dragon and defending this person. I see you in the next week or two finally doing something about someone. It's like you finally, I don't know if it's that you've had enough or that, you know, something is coming to light, which I do see being possible, especially in a retrograde, where you finally are like, enough is enough. This person, I'm not sure if I want them in my life anymore. And I feel like you're the type of person, like a lot of us, where we don't want to hurt someone else's feelings. Good night, Christian. We don't want to make anyone feel less than or bad about themselves or unwanted. But it's like this person is just taking things too far. I feel like you've conveyed this to them many times. What I would say is be very clear and concise in everything that you say that involves emotion in the next week or two during the retrograde, but specifically in the next 2 weeks, Salvador, because it's like somebody is going to take something that you say wrong, and then it's going to cause unnecessary conflict. I don't believe this person, not you, the other person, is a good communicator. So they're not going to have the words to say, did you mean it like this? Or did you mean it? They're going to take something you say and blow it totally out of proportion, take it out of context. So make sure you are clear, say what you mean what you say. And if you see someone being bullied, if you see someone being picked on, if you see someone not being treated very well, and you're in a position to do something about it, I would say the universe is challenging you to take a stand, to be that dragon for this person. And who knows, you may even find a whole different path of destiny from doing this.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Josephine Von Dam. Now, she said she was here, so.
I'm not worried about her. She's always in and out. Well,
Yep.
She's here, but she types very slowly. And I didn't know that until last week. So now it makes sense why it takes her a while to answer us. So Josephine, I'm going to use the Shapeshifter Oracle. That's awesome, Diane. You know, you're always welcome here. That is for sure. You have amazing energy, or I would not have invited you last Saturday. And actually, not to put him out there, but if Wayne didn't say hard no, you probably, ask anyone in here, could have talked me into reading for you that night, because I don't like to say no. I like to, you know, when the messages come through, the messages come through. I'm very emotional right now. There's like big energy. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm like crying. Like there's big energy in here right now. Big source energy, just this beautiful healing light, but it's so big that it's a little overwhelming. I'm going to just blow my nose. Sorry, guys. I was watching a show where they had a physical medium, or a medium, I'm sorry. And you know, I've been like this my whole life, but I just started understanding, you know, mediumship and all that stuff. Oh, thank you, sir. These are my spring nails. And, you know, in the past 5 or 6 years. So when the lady said she was a psychic medium, I was like, cool. Because I'm a physical medium, but I thought it was all the same at one point. You know, I had to learn just like you guys. But then I see her like using a REM pod. And then I see her running out of the room when she sees a full bodied apparition. But then she did the coolest thing. You guys know me. I can remove entity attachments, but I can't remove energetics. So she was going like this, and she's pulling. As she's pulling this attachment, she says is on this dude. Someone's looking at her with one of those Xbox things, and you can see it on him right where she's pulling. And then all of a sudden she's like, get out of here. And you could see the thing just go running off. And like she detached it. That is so cool. And I'll tell you what, I need some of that in my life. Josephine, Miss Spiderweb, reconsider your alliances and make new connections. Spiders are so beautiful and patient, so hardworking and clever. They are self-sufficient. That they may inspire fear in some people, but they're most often creators of the most complex threads and patterns, and they do this each day. Their threads are gossamer fine like fairy dresses and magical garments, but they are the canny spider's way of feeling the vibrations of the world around them, a home as well as a net in which to catch what nourishment is needed. You too must be more mindful at present. Josephine, listen to your spider familiar. Ask Miss Spiderweb where would be best for you to weave these connections. Wonder what it is you truly need. Ask your spider familiar to clearly show you what vibration and energetic messages you are currently ignoring and what opportunities are flying by uncaught. When a spider comes to you, as I do, it is time to reconsider your connections so you can catch that fly. Your every phone call, your every conversation, your every thought connects you energetically to another. Weaving and weaving, circling round and round, we hang suspended in the net of connection together. When you have me with you, you will begin to understand what must be rewoven and rewired within these relationships. Some cords must be retraced, re-strengthened again and again, and others must be taken down, removed, or recreated in fresh territory. I, the spider, wait, and you too must weave the web of your life and wait. If you have the patience and tenacity, what you have been waiting for will find its way to your own silken threads. Make sure that where you are weaving your web is the right place for you. Otherwise, you're likely to catch what's not needed. Divination, prepare for a time when you reevaluate your connections as well as the value of where and with whom you network. You will soon begin to shift your focus of communication to a place that will see you prosper, grow, and thrive. It's time to capture some of your dreams by placing your efforts in the right place and by speaking to people who can help you. You will need to initiate this activity yourself and stop relying on other people. Miss Spiderweb is asking you to get very interactive with your capturing of information, leads, and prosperity, even if it means remaking what you feel was already in place. You have to continually evolve. This magical companion will show you how, where, when, and once you do, you will know why. There will soon be new technologies, new connections, new locations, and new people in your life. Weave your web wisely. You will be rebuilding social networks, closing down old websites, removing yourself from the web for a time, and extricating yourself from friendships that keep you stuck in the old you. Okay, Josephine, this is really, I just got like blaring into my head. I don't know who this person or these people are around you. There is more than one person around you with at least narcissistic traits and or tendencies, okay? I'm not talking about specifically a romantic relationship with a textbook narcissist. As you all know, I'm not a doctor. I'm a spiritualist, I guess. Josephine, there are people here that just don't have your best interests at heart, but I don't think they're doing it on purpose. Okay. These are people that you once looked up to and respected. They may have helped you out a lot. I'm seeing like a mother figure or a father figure. That doesn't mean your mom or dad, just someone you look up to that may be older than you, that's helped you. There may be something you believed in for a time. I'll give you an example of what I'm saying. Your great aunt Bessie, who practically raised you, decided that the next door neighbor boy, Timmy, was the best match for you. And she convinced you to go out with him and date him. You did. You moved in with him, and he was a narcissistic, P-R-I-C-K. And every time you would go and complain to great aunt Bessie, who you loved, admired, and respect so much, she would tell you that, you know, he's really a good guy. It must be on you. And you got so used to hearing that there's something you need to change in order for the other person to act like a decent human being, that you, now it's like ingrained in you that every time someone treats you badly, that you must be doing something wrong. And that's probably not the case in 98% of the time, Josephine. I feel like you're on this spiritual journey, this mission. You're searching for nourishment for your soul. You're searching for a partner. You're searching for who you were meant to be. And unfortunately, you've been misguided for so long that now you've misguided yourself. And what the universe wants you to see with this card, and for the next week or two, make your own decisions. Make sure your decisions are your own. It's okay to ask for advice. But here's another thing that you probably didn't even know. You can ask for advice and then not take it. If you don't know if you should go left, right, or forward, and you ask 3 people you trust, and they all say that you should go left, but you really feel like you need to go right, honey, it's okay to go right. And if they love you and care about you, they'll respect your autonomy and the fact that you're an individual and can make your own decisions. You don't need anyone else to do this for you. Whatever this is, whatever this choice is you need to make, whatever this path is you're going down, You don't need someone else to tell you how to do it. You already know, honey. But what you have to do is let go of everyone else's thoughts, ideas, ideals, and opinions and wishes for you, and go with what you want, what you feel is right, because you are being divinely guided at this time, Josephine. But I feel like you're so used to following, and this is no judgment or indictment, of course, honey, but I feel like you're so used to following a leader, you don't know how to lead anymore. Lead yourself, baby girl. Lead yourself.
Ready?
Yes.
You come on, girl.
Look at how my agate matches my shirt. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it does. Just a shade different, so you can see.
Oh, guys, check this out. So you know how I'm always looking for flavored water. I got stuck with Smart Water because I hate carbonated water. I'm allergic to artificial sweeteners. So flavored water up until 2 years ago was off the table for me till Smart Water. They had a watermelon mint. It was so good. It was so good, guys. And then they stopped making it. So now at the shop right by my mom's, they only have a cucumber lime, which is delicious, but how much cucumber water can one person drink? They have a blueberry, which is really good, and they have a lemon, which is really good. Ta-da!
Oh, cool.
Pour grapefruit water, and they have lemon too, and they're 20 cents cheaper than Smart Water, and it's delicious. The Bat Mom, hi! Smoochy, smoochy, you know it, baby. Who's next?
Lotus.
Don't forget, guys, if you have to leave early for any reason or think you're not going to be able to stay, let us know, and we'll
Work
I was going to say
something out.
boot you. We'll bump you.
Come on, your butt for leaving.
You know what, Lotus? I think we're going to do the Vampire Oracle.
Yeah, you don't want to not leave on Gemma because she'll come after you with the shank. Come back here.
Multifaceted jewels. I actually just found it yesterday in ShopRite. It's only $2.09. And actually right now they're on sale 2 for $4. There's the pink one. It's got vitamin C, biotin, and zinc, and it has grapefruit extract. So it is nutrient enhanced. It's really good. The lemon is even better. So far, I've only seen core grapefruit and lemon, but I'm sure they're going to come out with other flavors. It's delicious. And I love the bottle. It's pink. Green's my favorite color, but pink is a close second. My parents always believed us when we said something's wrong. Man, so many kids stopped getting beat in school. I think I walked into the middle of something there.
I didn't catch all that either.
All right, Miss Lotus girl. I bet. The po-po called her and told her that her squad. I can't even say it. Oh my God, Smoochy. Mike, yeah, there's big energy here. And you know, it's in the room with me, but despite my fact of not really being, the fact that I really don't know how to explain it very well, you guys all contribute to the energy in here. So when it's like this, that's because a lot of you guys, your vibrations are super raised. Whether you're in a good mood or not, your energy is just pleasant and pleasing and beautiful. Shelly, how are you doing, honey?
You know, I think my problem is I'm just putting off all this light since I shaved all that face off. Nobody said anything. I wasn't going to, but I couldn't believe nobody said anything.
Let's get a better look.
All gone.
I didn't notice either, guys.
I'm just a shining face now. Yeah, it's because I'm old.
Lotus, this makes sense, honey. Call for help. Reach out. Need for backup. Admit your needs. Card number 12. Often you humans have an unerring ability to sense when we are around, when there's danger, when there's something not quite right, something amiss. And yet, over and over, you smother this feeling, this intuitive gift you all have. It may have been educated out of you. It may have been taken or suppressed. You may have been taught to feel ashamed of it. It may also have been so indulged and overstimulated that it's now a lazy muscle, a nonsense sense. But at this time, you're able to discern when there is a shift in the atmosphere, when something is about or around you. It is a presentience and it is clear. And when this card comes to you, we say your senses are correct, they are natural, they're good, and it's time to shape this feeling with a trusted friend or person in authority who can help. It is time to remove yourself from an atmosphere of danger, to understand that you are not weak for seeking help and that further confirmation is not required. All you need to do is ask for assistance and it will come. No more looking over your shoulder. No more doubting your very real, very worthwhile sixth sense. Trust it and take steps to make yourself safe and comfortable. Remove untrustworthy people. Be cautious in your dealings. Lift your shields and stand with an ally and friend. Do not allow your innocence to create a dangerous moment for you, for someone is waiting for you to drop your guard. Do not let it be now. Dare to take your own premonition seriously. Blessing. It's wonderful to have foreknowledge of when you need to work with protection and shielding. This will help you immensely. Curse. Feeling hurt and attacked, weakened, and like a victim. Working with this card, protect yourself by clearing your space and working with a shielding technique that works for you. Simply visualize yourself completely surrounded by a sphere-shaped field of soft white energy. Within this, you are safe and protected. Nothing harmful can reach you through this. Affirm you are safe and well and take steps to strengthen your body, mind, and spirit. Dare to try something unusual and innovative because it just might work. Lotus, I feel like you have taken these steps, a lot of them, right? Getting rid of people in your life who have no right or business to be there. Mainly talking about Pedro, but other people as well. I feel like you know exactly what you want. You have all of these great ideas, but there's still, physical issues that you and your husband are going through. And I was kind of peeking in. I told you I might dig in your mind a little bit. I might mind probe. And I do feel like, while I don't feel like there's a curse that's been put on you, I do feel like there's someone or a couple of someones who are wishing you harm. And their wish for your harm is powerful enough that I believe it is affecting your manifesting ability and it is affecting your light. So what I want you to do is a shielding technique. I'm sending you more sprays. I got more bottles. I got the bubble wrap. I got everything I need. And I'm sending some to Arisha too. So what I will include in there is a special sage bundle, some more charged and charmed crystals. And I'm also thinking of one of the little cards out of my spell deck. I'm going to send you some stuff for now, though, and I'm going to do another curse detachment, right? Last time I did it, when I pricked my finger would not bleed. I was standing outside in my circle, pricking my finger for 45 minutes, and I didn't get one drop of blood. So when I finally did get the drop of blood, that's all I used. So I think I need to do a little bit more. I'm not even going to say it because YouTube's such a baby. I need to take care of that a little better. For now, though, imagine yourself bathed in Christ light or source light, whichever you want to call it, and push it out onto your husband, push it out onto your animals, push it out onto your sister. Keep yourself protected, okay? If you have sage, burn it. If you have salts, I can send you black witch salts. Do what you can to protect your space, your energy field, and your home. And the reason this is so important is because there are people, and it's more than one, but I feel like there's one in particular who's like in charge, who's leading the pack, that are wishing you and your family so much harm that their wishes are starting to become more manifest than your wishes and hopes and dreams. And I feel like that is a lot of where your sickness is coming from.
Okay, smoochy.
All right, Smoochy, let's use the fairy tale oracle. I know sometimes the messages are very long, guys. I'm sorry. I have to give what comes in. Chillin' Charlie, do you want to have a reading real quick? Let me know right now. Jules, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm going to have to look into it. To me, that's a symbol of power, but I would have to look directly into those specific colors. It's not something I've never heard of before, but the last time it was something like that, for me, like it was just someone coming into their natural ability and their power. And that could end up being very overwhelming. But let me look into it a little bit more because I don't want to give you the wrong information. Okay, I guess Charlie left. So this is Miss Smoochie. Nicole, hi. All right, Miss Smoochie. Dawn, the golden haired. It is the card of duty. Card number 40. She set him free with her own hands and placed a gold crown on his head and a royal cloak on his shoulders. Come, she said, I make you my king. A young princess had hair the color of the sun at first light, and she wore it about her as a cloak to both hide within and feel safe behind. She was lovely. She was named Dawn, and all who beheld her gave away a piece of their heart to her. A great king who beheld her fell so deeply in love, he went to her father and to her mother to ask for her hand. But they said it was Dawn's decision to make, and she loved her home well and wished only to belong to herself. And the king went away and chose a bright and good young man to plead his case, for the king was too busy with the matters of state to conduct a romance. So the young man went away, and although he was fine to gaze upon, and well made and strong, canny and fine, he was humbled at the trust his king had given to him. As he thought of how he could win this princess for his king, he took to the woods where he always felt most at peace. He passed a small lake and saw a fish out of water, choking on the air, wriggling desperately towards the water. He gently picked it up and gave it back to the water, and the fish leapt high in the silver waters, thanking him, promising him a good deed when he had need. The young man smiled, for how could a fish help him win the hand of Dawn, the golden-haired? A little later, he saw a crow being hunted by an eagle, and he climbed high and chased off the eagle, feeling that for this day he could be sure the humble did as well as the mighty. And the crow thanked him too and promised him a reward when the time came. And the young man smiled, a crow to come to his aid. Then he came upon an owl caught within a net left over by humans, and he delicately freed the owl, not wishing to damage it in any way. And the owl gazed at him, sleepy and weary after a long night's struggle, and promised her favor when the time came. At last, he knew what he would do to gain the favor of the princess for his king. He found her 2 playful puppies and headed for the castle. Dawn readied herself again, knowing that she would marry no one. For unbeknownst to the young man, a huge ogre who lived nearby had sworn to make Dawn his own. And she knew if she married another, it would bring death upon that man and upon all in her kingdom. But when he came to her with the fine, playful little dogs and the kindness shining from his eyes, she felt herself falling in love and told him of her need. But he said her hand was intended for his king, and he was merely a messenger, and he insisted that he must try to win her hand. So she sighed and gave him her first quest, to find a lost ring which had fallen from her slender fingers as she swam. This is a long one, guys. Please hang tight. The fish he had saved brought him the ring, but still she did not wish to marry this young man's king, for she was falling in love with the young man. So a second quest was given, that the giant with a yen for her must be thwarted, destroyed, so she and her kingdom could be free. The young man left, and as he approached the giant's abode, made of the skeletons of former adversaries, his friend the crow dove from the skies and plucked out the eyes of the giant. The ogre fell to the ground, writhing in pain, and the young man unsheathed his sword and took his head. That was not enough, for Dawn had fallen so deeply in love with the young man before her, she wished only to send him on his way, so she would not be reminded of what she could never have. But he succeeded in the third task too, with the help of the wise old owl he rescued, and so she married the king, who then threw the loyal young man into prison, as he could see how Dawn adored him, and finally, due to his own jealousy, he passed away. Dawn was finally able to marry the man she adored, set herself free, and kept her kingdom free too. This story is about a love that seems thwarted, but which does eventually come to be. So this is a card of hope. It is a card of duty, reluctantly, but honorably done. And it is a card about happily ever after, as Dawn and her true love lived, along with the 2 little dogs, of course. So I'm getting, more than anything else here, Smoochie, patience, okay? I feel like you've been on your quests. You've completed your quests. You completed them dutifully. You're always the first one there to lend a hand. You're always the first one there to give advice, to help out. And I feel like it could be either it's already happening or it could be in the next week or 2. It's starting to feel a little burdensome. And it's not burdensome enough that you're going to stop helping and stop caring. But I feel like you're thinking to yourself, like, when does who would have done those things for me, And that's not selfish to want kindnesses and things like that reciprocated. It's not selfish to want to feel appreciated. And I do feel like you are feeling very underappreciated, but I feel like it's with specific things. Like, for example, you bought your daughter a house and it's got 5 bedrooms, and now you may not have a place to go for a little while, but your daughter says that she needs 4 guest bedrooms. You can't stay in one. Things like that. Like, you're starting to see that the things you do for people, and I'm not saying your daughter is ungrateful. I was just using that as an example. You're doing things for ungrateful, unreciprocative people, but the universe is saying that's okay, because the universe is going to reward you. And I see in the next month or two with something that you're just about giving up hope for, whether it's, a different job, a new house, whatever. It could be the smallest to the biggest thing. The universe is saying, dream big, let it know what you want, because you've been dutifully doing your job as a kind-hearted soul in spirit. And it is going to all come back to you tenfold if you can just hold on, like, without snapping at anyone, without reacting to someone, calling someone ungrateful. And I mean, even if you do, as long as you keep the faith, keep the hope, and keep the strength in, and keep helping, whether you feel like it's going to be reciprocated or not. And I feel like that's your test here. What's up, Steven? That's your test here. Are you going to be able to continue on helping people and being who you truly are, whether it's reciprocated by them or not? Because the universe says, if you can, the universe will reciprocate times a million. You're going to get what's coming to you in the best possible way in the next month or two, Smoochie. So don't give up hope, and don't stop being your beautiful self.
Smoochie, don't stop being Smoochie. We would freak out if that would happen. The world would crumble.
My world would crumble, for sure. Miss okay. Shelley, yes, we were going to do the little trip in summer, but then obviously Anthony brought to my attention the ticks and mosquitoes. So while fall isn't much better for ticks, we do feel like fall is also a better time to go because less people will be there. So we are definitely doing the Pine Barrens early September of this year. Monster Radio, hi. Oh, hey. You're welcome. Don't give up, honey. And don't worry about if human beings don't appreciate you, because the universe does. And you're going to be in a position soon where people are going to be kissing your butt.
I appreciate you, Smoochie.
Ghost Dragons, I rewatch these because I want to. It's kind of like like NFL players rewatching a football game. Like, where did I go wrong? Why did I say that? Don't do that on the screen. Stop playing with your hair. Stop vaping. I rewatch them and I listen to them. I can't help it. And I always realize that you're talking and I just breeze right by you because I don't hear you. No, I'm serious. And it looks so rude to someone that isn't in here all the time. And I'm like, I've got to stop doing that. But I'm just so focused on the light and spirit and messages. There are times when you say things to me and I laugh when I'm re-listening, but in the moment, I don't even hear it.
Oh, you're fine. We're going to do slow motion next when you're ready.
Multifaceted jewels, you are absolutely right. I actually have a small plastic container that I use when I send out samples filled with peppermint oil. And I took the little things that I put my toner for my face on, the little cotton pads, and I sprayed the peppermint oil water mix on them and put them like underneath my mattress, underneath my sheet, and little cotton balls underneath my bed. And I actually don't have a spider issue anymore in my bedroom. I know, I'm so abusive towards the poor guy.
No, you're not. Believe me, you'll know when you are, because you know me, I will say something.
I think it's innocent, though. It's not ever purposely done.
It's all good.
I want to show everyone the necklaces you brought me, and I'm actually going to have a giveaway for the amethyst ones because I have so much amethyst.
Yeah, I know you do.
There's a men's one and a women's one. They are real jewels. The one is about this long and the other one is a perfect circle. And they both have silver dragons wrapped around them and they come on silver chains. They're necklaces. So I'm trying to think of some kind of giveaway. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But I believe the bigger ones are more manly and the circle ones are for women. So I'm going to give one lucky guy and gal the amethyst ones of those. Tried to flex on the spider that hangs out in my shower.
I was laughing at that. Come on, mother.
Lara, let's talk about that. I'll try to reach out to me if you're around tomorrow, because I would like to put something like that together. Also, anyone that doesn't have my second book, I have a few copies. I really need money, but I don't want it to be all about that. I would rather do a giveaway and make you guys happy. And come on. That's why I haven't stopped shuffling yet. All right. Slow motion, you got process and absorb. This is a gorgeous looking card. Oh, thank you, Diane. I'm so glad you said that because I'm not always this much. It's only sometimes, but I'm a little much for people sometimes, but I really do appreciate that. And I'm so glad you're hanging out. You are a part of the amazing energy in here, and I appreciate
gemstones.
That.
My gemstones.
Guardian of gemstones, keeper of lists. I love it. I wore all 3 of mine last week. Slow motion, sleek and beautiful. Python is an adept hunter who can kill large prey that will sustain and nourish it. When this occurs, Python can go for many weeks without the need to feed again. But the true miracle takes place within a python every time it feeds. Its internal organs, the intestines in particular, double in size within a few days of eating, and as a result, the snake is able to absorb more nutrients with greater efficiency from its food. Once the meal has been digested, the organs return to their original size. We humans do not possess the same ability. However, there is wisdom to be found in Python's miraculous internal transformation. Python has its processes. It will take in a large amount of food, withdraw, and allow its body to go through the process of absorbing the food. When we take on large amounts of information or have an intense physical or emotional experience, we need to start doing the same. Python's message is to ask that you take a break if it's needed. Allow your body and mind to process new knowledge or experiences, especially one that may wrought hard, fast, and lasting change upon you in your life. And I do feel, slow motion, that there is something like this coming in for you. I feel like it's a little hazy right now, being in the shadow of the retrograde coming in very soon. Something is changing in your life. I don't know if it's a new career. I don't know if it's a major move. I don't know if it's a change in a relationship status. I am getting something like that, like someone, whether it's romantic or not, who's been in your life for a really long time. It's like you're feeling something off, okay? Either you learned something recently, there's something there that you're trying to process, you're trying to work through, you're trying to understand. Even if it doesn't seem as big as all that, it actually is. Okay, it's a big deal because it's going to affect the course of your life over the next couple of years. Your relationship or the breakup of this relationship, again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like with a sibling. There's something changing for the better in your life right now, but I feel like you're not able to see that it's for the better. Right now, it just is kind of painful. It's kind of confusing. It's very chaotic right now, but what the universe is saying is just hang on. Make sure that you really think things through. Just like I said to Salvador earlier, make sure that you really say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't leave any room for confusion in conversations in the next couple of weeks, okay? That's really important because I feel like it's going to make or break the next several months for you. Battling with something. Make sure, okay, this is important, that you have all the information. I feel like you think you have all the information, but if you make a decision right now, and this has been coming up over and over again. So if you think you have all the information and everything points to you going left, you're going to go left without thinking it through and just make a quick snap decision or decide that because somebody said that's what's for the best. And then a week from now, you're going to find out that some reason that you definitely should have went right, and it's going to be too late to go back. Don't make any rash, major, big decisions, whether it's retrograde or not. Okay, there's something missing from the equation. There's something that you have not learned yet, that someone hasn't told you yet, or that hasn't happened yet, that's going to affect whatever this is you're battling and your ability to make a knowledgeable decision and an informed decision. You don't have all the information yet, babe.
One sec, if you don't mind. Aunt Edna. Hello, dear.
And I'm going to use the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. Godzilla.
Godzilla. Godzilla.
All right. I just charged this is the main jewelry I wear. I've got the serpentine ring from Nutslap. That was, I believe, a Christmas gift or a birthday gift. I've got this hematite, I think it's rainbow hematite, with a microphone that my sister bought me. And also this snakeskin jasper that was from my sister. I love these two. These are my favorite. I have like 100 of them. And then, of course, the lapis lazuli ring that Lotus Girl sent me for Christmas. Well, let's see, Miss Aunt Edna. Donna, hi. I said before, I'm like, I forgot to send her the link. I've got to do it on break. Mama, if you're not going to hang out or think you might fall asleep, let me know, and I'll definitely do a read for you. Catzilla. Paranormal Pixie, did you get your gift? Because they said they delivered it. So if you didn't get it, I want to make sure that I contact them about that. All right. And I want to be a queen. Card number 33. Look for threes in multiples. Okay. So Donna, would you like a reading? Because I'll do you next. You did get it in the shadow. Stating your sovereignty, declaring freedom, and passing a test. I don't want to be anybody's prisoner. I want to be a queen. So you will when you've crossed the next brook, said the White Knight. When Alice declares that she does not want to be anyone's prisoner, she is establishing her own self-determination. She is a free person, even in the strange world she finds herself within. She will not allow herself to be imprisoned, enslaved, or taken into captivity, even if her incarceration was to be comfortable. She declares her intent strongly. She wants to be a queen, a ruler in her own right, a person who has power, influence, and will take charge of herself in her own world. And she will embrace all the responsibility and scrutiny that comes with that role. This is not talking about ruling over others, okay? This is your own self, your own queendom, okay? When this card comes to you, you're being asked to free yourself from any sort of captivities, enslavements, or imprisonments. You do not wish to be anybody's prisoner. You were born to be free. It's time to liberate yourself from any shackles and embrace your innate power. You also want to go further than freedom. You're seeking power. Not so much power over others, I just said that, but the kind of power that sees you able to help yourself make wonderful choices, rule with justice and compassion, and forge your own destiny. You are ready to become the queen and make your own choices in your own way. You are set to rule the world, indeed, to shape your own. You will no longer ask for permission to come and go. You will declare, make the rules, and decide what takes place in your own dominion. Instead of fearing your power, you will embrace it in the enormous energy that comes with stepping into your own potential. Divination, raising your status, you're taking charge of your life, making decisions for yourself, and setting rules and boundaries that work for you. Diane, just so you know, every week you come back, your readings will start to all go together. Declaring your own independence, becoming powerful and influential, waiting or wanting to embrace your potential. In the reverse, it's the possible fear of power, a preference for being told what to do rather than deciding what is best for you, acquiescing to another's will, seeing power as a corrupting influence, shrinking away from potential, fear of failure, overcompensating. I don't think you're dealing with any of those things in the shadow purposefully. I don't even think you realize that in at least one area of your life, you are still allowing yourself to be led, but it's like unconscious or subconscious. You're in your power, and you are in your power. Good night, slow motion. You are, getting rid of people left and right due to them overstepping your boundaries. But I feel like there's still someone that you feel is not taking you seriously, isn't respecting your power, is still trying to be very manipulative. And it's like, no matter what you say to this person, no matter how polite, friendly, no matter how you approach them in and with love, no matter how kind you are, they're still looking at you like everything you're saying is some kind of joke, or like you're some kind of joke. Like the rules don't apply to them. And I feel like that's where this power struggle comes in, because you don't want to be this monstrous beast person or be seen that way, throwing down because someone's disrespected you too many times. Wow. But the fact of the matter is, this person needs to be taken down a peg or two, and you're going to be the one to do it. And of course, I don't mean with physical violence. But I do mean that it's time for you to raise your voice if you have to. It's time for you to be kind and loving, but also dominate the conversation this time. You need to explain to this person that you no longer want them around until they learn to show some damn respect. Call them out on their behavior. Normally, I would never say call out a narcissist or a manipulator, but it's not my advice to you. It's the universe's. The universe knows what it's doing. Your team is telling you. Everybody is kind of, I'm getting a person and they're showing me a person in my life who's like this. And I don't want to mention her because it would cause a big drama, but it's like nobody ever says anything to this person. They just go about their life. They go about hurting people, possibly destroying people's lives, and they do it on a whim because they're bored. Meanwhile, they're living in a glass house throwing stones, and everyone's tiptoeing around them because they're afraid that they're going to be the next person the stone gets thrown at. What is this person going to do next? The universe is telling you, you need to be the one to step up and take this person down a peg or two and show them who they really are. Step into your power, be in your power. What's up, Lightworker? Donna. I am going to use the Wild Woman Oracle.
1 second.
Okay.
Look here.
Yeah, Lotus, I mentioned it to you, I think it was last week, but with Easter and everything going on with me going back up north, I'm going to help you take care of this. I'm going to send you some stuff. For now, use whatever you have on hand, even a spray bottle with water and regular table salt, pink Himalayan salt, spray it in the corners, do the pinch of salt in the corners. If you don't have sage, I'll be sending you some. I'll send you palo. This is a cleansing and clearing crystal herbal spray that I use to cleanse my crystals and clear my space. I send you one of these on top of the fragrances, okay? It's basically Gemma Jade Oracle's uncrossing spray. It's homemade, okay? Spray it in your mop water. Spray it on your floor before you Swiffer wet jet. I don't care. We're going to have to clear his residual out of there. You're welcome, Aunt Edna. Lotus, we will talk more about that. Hello, Clarice. All right, Miss Donna. Where did this chat go wrong? But it feels so right.
That's done it.
You guys, I really do. Skatey, authenticity. And then, yeah, when you pulled 33, that's what I was saying. That's like a really good number. Look for threes in multiples everywhere you go. I'm sure you already noticed them. What aspects of your authenticity are you unfairly sacrificing, Donna, in the name of compromise? Skatey tells you that you may be hiding aspects of yourself or sacrificing your true needs and desires in the name of compromise. A compatible relationship, whether familial, platonic, or romantic, will never cause us to compromise our authenticity, but embrace, encourage, and empower it. In Norse mythology, I know you so well, I already know where this is going. In Norse mythology, Skatey is Jotun, a giantess and goddess of winter, wilderness, mountains, revenge, Mama Pitbull, and independence. The word Scandinavia can be translated to Skatey's land. In one myth, Skatey takes Najor, a sea god, and her husband. On moving to Najor's home, Skatey quickly realizes that the brightness and noise of the crashing waves and screeching seabirds are too much for her to bear, and she longs to return to the silent, frost-bitten mountains and howling of the wolves. As a compromise, the couple try living between the sea coast and the snowy mountains for 9 days at a time. However, both find this arrangement utterly painful. Ultimately, Skatey and Najor live apart, only coming together when they most desire to see each other. Oh, it's like me and you. Skatey means shade or shadow, probably due to her connection to the dark wintry days and nights of the Arctic, and is an emblem of authenticity, as she is willing to choose her authentic truth no matter the consequences. She knew with every fiber of her being that roaming among the wild wolf packs of the snowy wilderness was how she embodied her truest self, and that self with a capital S. And she knew that while some level of compromise is necessary and healthy in any relationship, she had to draw a boundary when compromise caused her to sacrifice or betray her true authenticity. Now, I was, of course, being facetious, just because you and I don't see each other as much as we would like, and you're my oldest, dearest friend. This is about somebody who is constantly, and we've got our recurring theme, guys. We've got our recurring theme. Disrespecting boundaries, making you feel like you have to say yes to something or that you're wrong for saying yes to something. Somebody influencing you, even though you know it's wrong, even though you don't want them influencing you, but you're too good of a person or too nervous. Your ego gets involved, fear of losing this person as a friend, or just, I feel like whoever this person is, and I won't mention any names like Nicole, it's like they're your comfort zone. And most of the time you're like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't need that person. They're no good for me, whoever it may be, Donna. But then there comes times when you're feeling down and you're feeling low, and it's like, that's your comfort zone. And you get afraid of not only losing that comfort zone, but I feel like in your situation too, you're afraid that this person might, hurt themselves unintentionally if you're not around, like you're the protector. Guess what? This person, whoever it is a grown adult. They're able to make their own decisions, and they certainly don't care enough about you when they're manipulating the crap out of you, making you feel bad for being yourself, and trying to basically steal from you by playing on your heartstrings. Okay. This is asking you, look at why you allow this person to continue to behave this way. You're a beautiful, strong, independent, amazing, adorable, loving woman. There's nothing in this world I wouldn't do for you. So why do you allow yourself to, I'm tearing up again. Why do you allow yourself to be compromised and constantly let down, manipulated, and becoming less than for someone who would never reciprocate those things to you and who basically only uses you? Bye, Diane. Thanks for coming in. You're welcome anytime. And I feel like the reason that the universe is bringing this up, Donna, is because there's something that's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks with this person. Jules, hold that thought. Like where I feel like it's going to finally come to a head, but it's like it comes to a head a lot. And the universe is saying, like, this is one obstacle. If you can get through this, your life is going to get so much better because you'll have proven to the universe that you respect yourself, you're ready to be in yourself, and that, or be in your power, and that you're not going to compromise yourself. And therefore the universe will be like, okay, is this what you want? Bing, you can have it. Bing, you can have it. But as long as you're letting your ego control you, and ego, as I always say, edging God out, is always fear, find a new comfort zone, a healthy one. Okay, work through this with the person and then move on from them once and for all. This person is a major lag on your energy. You don't even realize it. Even when they're not around, you're still connected and attached to them. So the fact that you allow them to lag on your energy like that and only come around when they need you, that's the universe sees that as problematic. Yes, they'll take advantage of you and think you're a fool for trusting them. And this person has been doing this to Donna since they were kids. Okay. And she's too nice to say anything. Donna, not putting you out there. I love how nice you are. You're my best friend. But this person comes up all the time, like all the time, in real life and in Oracle. I know you're stuck, but you have me, and you have wonderful people who don't want to manipulate you, who don't want to use you, who don't want to take advantage of you. And I know I'm willing to be your comfort zone. You don't have to be treated that way to have someone love and care for you, to be there for you with no strings attached. It's up to you, baby girl.
Ready? Oh, Monica.
I know these readings are taking longer this week, but
That's all right.
Oh, Jules did say something that I wanted Donna to see. Oh, Monster Radio. Okay. Make sure, please, that you let us know next time if you want a reading as soon as you come in. Multifaceted Jules says, Donna, I just had to clean house and closets and get rid of my comfort zone friend from childhood. It's not easy. We had a symbiotic toxic relationship. Jules, that is exactly what she's dealing with. And I'm not putting you out there, Donna, because we all have these relationships. Yours just happened to come to light in a card. It's not like, you know, we all either have them now or have had them at one point in our lives. Okay. So it's not just you. I personally don't like the person for my own selfish reasons, but I mainly don't like how you're miserable every time she comes up, or he, whoever it might be. Oh, yes. I don't know, Diane, if you're still listening, but tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, it's myself, Ghostdragonzw, and Miss Paranormal Pixie. And we do chillax and chat. It's a lot of metaphysical, but the chat can go anywhere it wants to go. And we just chit chat. Everyone gets a chance to talk. It's not just me rambling for a few hours. And it's a good time.
I don't know. You let me talk Monday.
Well, that's what I mean. Everyone gets to talk. Multifaceted Jules. And that's the thing about this person, is that they do know what they're doing. This person knows exactly what they're doing. And they always have known. But again, you get in that comfort zone. It's like a physically abusive relationship. It's a trauma bond. When the person abuses us in any way and then leaves, we're like that stress, that cortisol, we're addicted to thinking about them, cortisol. When they come back, that dopamine release is like a drug high. And then they leave again and we go down, and then they come back and we go up. That can happen with toxic friendships as well as abusive relationships. It doesn't have to be romantic. In fact, I would go so far as to say it happens more in friendships than it does in. Yes, you are. And I will be up to see you some Sunday soon, and I will actually help you with that. Bat Mom, I missed you. All right. Monica.
It might become a squatch and hang out.
I was just reading that. Monica, you got Dark Path, learning from your mistakes, card number 10.
Need to learn to drink natty too, Blue.
I'm lost in a deep, dark forest. I chose the wrong direction. My mistake, I know. Now I'm alone, cold, and full of remorse. But blaming myself endlessly is completely useless. Sometimes you have to wander in a path full of brambles in order to understand where the right road lies. At times, you have to get lost if you hope to be eventually found. So, my dear, if you too are wandering in a dark, creepy forest of bad judgment and mistakes, don't be too hard on yourself. Accept that you are a fallible human being and that mistakes are part of your individual journey. Learn the lesson and vow to do better next time. Affirmation: I accept my mistakes as part of my journey. I learn from them. I know that in the end, they make me grow wiser. Monica, I feel like you could be, sorry, I'm itchy spirit. I feel like you could be full of regret over something, okay? I feel like there's so much emotion here right now. I'm sorry, guys. I am completely open and I'm picking up everything. I feel like you're regretting a decision. And it's not a decision that was bad. I feel like it was a good decision. It was the right decision for you at the time that you made it. And now we're talking about comfort zones again. You're wondering like, oh, did I do that wrong? I also feel like there's someone in your life who can't let go of who you used to be. You're growing. You're spiritually evolving. I see it every week that you come in here, every card that I pull, all the words that you say. I may not respond to them right now, but when I go back and look, I do read the chat, guys, to see what you guys are up to see what you're about, to see what's going on, as a preparation for my opening to be able to read better for you the next week. So what we're dealing with here, Monica, is somebody who just can't accept your growth and they can't accept your change because they want you to stay the same like they are. You're outgrowing them. You're outgrowing whatever the relationship is, whether it's romantic or not. It could be you're ready for a new job. It could be, exactly, Donna. It could be you're ready for a new job. It could be you're ready for, to start a new relationship. Whatever it is that you're choosing for yourself, I feel like there's a part of you that really is choosing yourself and really wants to go your own path. But there's somebody here who just doesn't accept that. And honestly, if you don't know who it is, this could be a part of you. There could be a shadow part of you here that's working against yourself, that doesn't want to grow, change, and evolve. It's that constant inner fight. Did I make the right decision? Why did I say that? doing things like that, asking ourselves questions like that, it's irrelevant because we've already done it. We can't take it back. I feel like the best thing for you to do would be to really have a talk with yourself, whether mentally, oh, Casey, thank you so much, honey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Monica, have a talk with yourself or someone that you trust, okay? And make sure that it is someone you trust, that you feel very open with, and talk to them about the perceived failures in your life and where you want to go, and talk about your fear. Okay, this is something you need to get out. And again, I'm not a doctor, but this is channeling through me. You have to verbally speak what you want to do next, where you want to go, who you want to be in 2 years, 1 year, 6 months from now. Okay. And this is the universe also telling you everybody makes mistakes, honey. Stop beating yourself up for spending too much time in a bad relationship, for spending too much time in a bad job, for snapping at, your kid because you told them no 675 times and finally you got sick of it. Like you're criticizing and judging yourself for these tiny little things that all human beings do. Give yourself a break. Talk to someone you trust about long-term goals, short-term goals. And I want you to every day this week, wake up in the morning and immediately say 3 things out loud that you are blessed to have in your life. Whether it just be the fact that you woke up, it doesn't matter. It's going to put gratefulness in your heart at the start of the day. Casey, thank you so much. I will read for you and we'll do a timestamp. Okay. So Ghost Dragons, if you could please write that down because I don't want to forget.
I already have it ready. I talked to her earlier.
Donna, listen, if you need me to step in, I'm ready to go. I'm just saying. I am from Patterson. All right.
She's got a shank ready.
May or may not have been to jail. I mean, I don't know. Somebody was like, you should write about all the times you went to jail. I'm like, I've only ever been to jail for not paying fines. Like, I'm not like some raging raw criminal, guys. It was fines.
Okay, you ready? Blue's next.
Or not, he's constantly after me. I'm sorry, Ghost Dragons.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to be really careful of that. Okay, and I'm not saying this is what it is. I would need a personal reading and a more of a connection for that. But what I will say, Monica, with this card and with the energy that I was picking up, okay, he is genuinely helping you. But there's going to come a time where you may not need his help in this way anymore. And he's going to see that you've evolved, you've grown, you changed, and he may not be able to accept that because he's coming in helping you. That's what he's used to doing, fixing the hero complex. And when you turn around and you can stand on your own 2 feet, he may not like that. I've been through that personally, and that's a really hard pill to swallow. When you become a little more independent and the person that you love and that's supposed to be there helping you pulls away from you because of it. But once you learn the lesson, it's major. Just be careful of that, okay? And come back every week so I can keep an eye on it. Nuts slap.
Nuts slap.
Ghetto, maybe a little.
It's that Jersey ghetto, so it gets a little bigger every so often.
Word. I'm only kidding, guys. Okay, so nuts slap. I'm going to use Ann Stokes' Gothic Oracle.
Are you going to do that stuff? Is he leaving or something?
Oh, I thought you said he was next.
No, I said Blue Crossroads next.
Oh, well, Blue Crossroads, I'm going to use Gothic Oracle on you anyway.
It's all good.
My dad, I was telling my mom today, because my parents divorced when I was young, and I was telling my mom today that we were watching a man's hair dye commercial, and my dad, he has these beautiful, gorgeous blue eyes and this pale white Irish skin. So he's blonde, obviously blonde hair. And he has a full head of hair at 62, I think he is, 61. He was born in 62, so he's 61 years old. And he asked me one time to dye his hair black like Johnny Cash. Now, we're both maybe not in our right minds while we're having this conversation. Like we're okay, but there are definitely substances involved. So I go to the store and I just buy the first black men's hair dye that I could find because I dye my hair black, no biggie. At the time, my hair was hot pink, like Maraid's. So anyway, well, Monica, I'm doing them half price. So $20 and you got it. I just grabbed the first bottle, and I don't look to see that it's specifically for gray coverage. So while the top of his head was a beautiful black, where the grays were on the side were like greenish tint type. Oh my gosh, Donna, your birthday's next week, isn't it? Why am I there's like I'm feeling like confused right now. Okay. Blue Crossroads.
That's because Nut Slap came in and screwed everybody up.
I know. Ooh, Carpe Diem, Beyond the Veil. Ooh, strawberries and onions. A, B, C, D. Okay, E. It's the card of balance. A veiled woman is poised and still. In her hand, she holds a skull, a reminder of inescapable mortality. You will notice the yin-yang symbol faintly covering the image like a soft film, highlighting the balance between life and death. In Eastern thought, the yin-yang symbol suggests the two complementary forces that make up life as we know it. The yin is the feminine principle, suggesting all that is female, darkness, and passivity. The yang is the male essence, complementing the yin with that which is male, light, and active. We all have masculinity and femininity within us, like the sun and moon. These two forces cannot exist without one another. You guys know I knew it, Donna. I didn't realize it, but I knew it. You guys know the moon is actually female and the sun is the male energy there. I knew it, but it like didn't click with me until a few weeks ago. At the top of the card is the motto Carpe Diem, which means seize the day, a reminder to make the most of the time we have here on earth before we pass from this realm to the next. We can embrace this outlook while living a balanced life, experiencing work and play, joy and sacrifice, excitement and calm, even in even measures. If you've drawn this card, it might be that you're feeling the effects of imbalance in your life. If you're socializing too much or working too hard, you may need to realign your priorities to strike a healthy and sustainable balance. Blue Crossroads, I don't feel like you're working too much or having too much fun. I do feel like you're finally coming into that balance. I feel like you finally have decided to seize the day. And I know this for a fact because you and I have spoken personally, and you've said it in chat that you're finally being kind of nudged, and you finally decided to take the nudge to just do things right now for Blue Crossroads. Do something just for you, even in the simplest things. And I feel like this is just the universe telling you, like, yes, that is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You spent your entire life working, protecting other people, worrying about other people, putting your life on the line, keeping government or whoever secrets. Like, you've sacrificed your entire life to an amazing cause, and you should be commended. But when does that end? And when do you start just being able to be you and do you without worrying? Sure, you'll always have some things on your back, things you have to keep to yourself. And that could become a burden at some point. But I don't feel like it is right now. I feel like this is the universe saying you are on the exact right path. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep hoping for what you're hoping for. And don't give up. Sometimes things happen that seem like the end all and be all of a situation, a relationship with a person, or, with a job. And something comes up and you get very discouraged and you're like, okay, well, that wasn't it. Don't be ready to move on or give up so fast. The universe is always working things in your favor, and the universe is always doing things for you, never to you. I feel like there is a situation that you may have been too quick to give up on. The universe is saying, seize the day, but do it with patience and do it with thoughtfulness, right? Mainly putting yourself first. If it makes you feel good, do it. Obviously not to the detriment of yourself or someone else. I'm not talking about, doing dangerous or illegal things. I'm just talking about, exactly. I have done my bit for king and country. It's time for me. And that's exactly what the universe is reinforcing with this card. You wouldn't have given up if you were at work. Don't give up at things in life that you want either.
Hey, Cow.
Hey, Cowie.
Madison's not answering, so I'll just put her off to a side, and let's go ahead and do Nut Slap.
So Slap.
Now it's your turn, Nut Slap.
Next up, I'm going to use the Gothic Oracle. Callie, if you want a reading, if you're going to dip out soon, just let us know and I'll make sure you get one. Oh, Madison is here. Okay, let me do Madison first.
That sounds fair. She got in just in time. I'm sorry, Madison. I didn't mean to not give you enough time. I just tried to keep the ball rolling.
She's fine. We just try to keep it moving. No big deal. Madison, I'm going to use the Solitary Witch for you. This deck ended up being a little more mystical and magical than I would like. I would usually use this deck for something like a reading for, to help someone with spell casting or figuring out the magic with a K in their life. But it's calling to me for you right now. I have a lot of decks like that I use for specific things in personal. Now I'm tearing up. Thanks, Gemma Jade. It's contagious. It's the energy. I'm telling you. I have had tears in my eyes since I started these readings. Yes, the tinnitus, Jules. I also come to learn with you that a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time when those two protectors of the land, the natives are around you, that's when you start getting the ringing. And I do feel like they could possibly be popping up because there's something happening around you in your energy that you're not aware of, but that they are. So they jump in to protect you. Okay, Madison, you got card number 42 in the shadow. She is moonlight shy. A path lit by moonlight beckons. There is a gap in the wall she has built around herself, and into that space the moonlight flows, calling her forth onto her true path. She gazes from behind the door, wondering how the power of this full moon will feel. She can already sense the magic pouring into her veins, and her familiar absorbs the light of the lustrous path of La Luna. She knows this full moon will bring something to completion, to a place where it must be acknowledged and spoken of and owned, but she's not ready. A part of her, the part that belongs to her familiar, is ready. Her wilder self feels the call, and long before, the rest of her will follow. She will no longer be holding back. She will no longer cut off parts of herself to please others. She will no longer hide so much of herself for fear that it will be misunderstood. She knows that once she steps onto the path of moonlight, once she ceases being moonlight shy, her witch nature will blossom, and her magics will increase ninefold. The time of living fully in the moonlight is coming. Step out from behind the door, dear witch. Wait no longer for your life to begin. The ocean of your life beckons. It is yours to dive into. She is moonlight shy no longer. In the reverse, it means hiding, having secrets from others and from yourself, being unsure of whether the magical path is entirely for you. Fearing you may tip over into a kind of otherness that will separate you if you fully step into your own truth and power. Wishing you could do something secretly, not knowing how to become who you wish to be, shying away from the path of moonlight. Delaying what you know is already your true path. Pulling back due to lack of confidence, overthinking, and uncertainty. Anxiety over decisions, particularly ones about being your true self. Continuing to quote-unquote wait and see, rather than stepping into what's being offered to you. Hiding behind structure. The moonlight in this card symbolizes you're moving forward with a decision in your life, okay? To end a relationship, to begin a relationship, to move house, to whatever the case may be. It's your fear of change, and fear of change is always ego. It's always fear-based, okay? This is you knowing deep down inside that something or someone, a relationship, situation, friendship, kinship, etc., is not for you. But as I said, I think to Donna and also to a couple of other people, it's your comfort. You really have to step out of a comfort zone here big time, okay? Big time to get what you want out of life, to reach a long or short-term goal or both, okay? The universe is saying, you can stay stuck still and stagnant, hanging on to things and people that are dead, done, and over with that you've outgrown, and never know the true extent of your power, your you-ness, okay? Your oneness with self. Or you can trust the universe, be the fool at the beginning of the journey who ends up with the world, and take a leap of faith. Whatever this is, whether you know what I'm talking about right now or not, you will in the next week or two. you are being offered something here huge, and it's a major life change, but it's going to take major trust and confidence. Okay. Confidence in yourself, trust in source, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, trust in yourself in order to truly make this work. You are leaving and stepping out of a major comfort zone. Something is changing for the better, but you have to be patient because you can't step out and expect to see an immediate change. Okay. It's like you're terrified of taking this step, and you're like, okay, but if I get this new job and have to move across the country, just for example, I'm going to be making so much money. But it takes like 5 months for that money to kick in because they want to see your performance, this and that. And after 3 months, you're like, why did I do this? Stop second guessing yourself. You know where you're supposed to be. You know the actions to take. You know the path you're supposed to be on. Stop letting people hold you back out of selfishness. If somebody really loved and cared for you, they would be encouraging you to take this next step into your unity, your oneness, into your prosperity, your abundance, and collect your blessings. Nobody that truly loves you or cares about you would ever hold you back. Jules, yes, I sure can. And you're so welcome. That is what I'm here for. It's not me. I'm simply a messenger, but I do appreciate you guys and the validation. That mom's not leaving yet, is she?
I don't think so. Nope, I don't think so. I think they're just talking. Okay, nut slap.
Oh, that's right. And that's actually a really good sentiment. And I think a lot of people should read what Blue Crossroads just said. Gemma Jade, if it's what I think it is, I'm not giving up, not in my nature, but I'm having to re-examine my approach. That's the kind of attitude the universe is looking for people to have. Okay. Understanding that the universe is working with you, but time is not the same when we're speaking of energy. Okay. On this 3-dimensional, we are the only ones with linear time. It doesn't work that way up there. All right. Nut slap. Stormin' Crab doesn't deliver. Right. Do you guys ever go to a place? I know they have them in Delaware and I think Connecticut. I don't know. I think they have them in the Midwest too. It's called Krabby Dick's. And you go in there, it's a seafood place, and they're like, hey, sit down. And they're like, what the are you complaining for? And they like curse at you and abuse you while you eat your food.
Crabby.
If you're like, and they're a dick. So if you're like, can I have extra napkins? Or like, and they like throw them in your face. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty cool concept. I don't think it's going to last very long in this day and age, but it was really big a few years ago. Before, what is it, Generation Alpha, or are we still with the millennials?
Who knows?
Yes, Monica, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. Yes, of course. Like I said, I'm doing them half price, so that's $20 to PayPal or Cash App. Message me. Yes, Smoochie, you would fit right in there. As long as you don't physically touch them, you can give it back to them. That's the whole point. You could eat awesome seafood and take out your frustration on the wait staff, as long as you don't mind them taking it back out on you. I like Joe's Crab Shack. That's my favorite place to eat in the entire world.
They closed the only one we had down.
I love to. I just get the biggest one they have, but I don't like sausage too much, so I always get like an extra corn, and they always give me a hard time. I'm like, dude, I'm sacrificing 2 sausages for 1 corn on the cob. Don't mess with me.
I'll get the shank out.
Fantasy Forest, and this is Sir Nutslap here, and Jules wants the Wild Woman. Nutslap, intuition. A woman rides a grand white stag through the forest, sprinkling the ground with sparkles of light. This majestic animal is often linked to the unseen realms, bringing messages from the other worlds. Here, he is surrounded by nature in all of its nighttime glory. The fantasy forest is that place where we can connect with other worlds when we tap into our intuition or consult with our higher consciousness. This card represents the sphere in which we do it. We all rely on our intuition from time to time. For our ancestors and animal friends, checking into their gut feelings has made the difference between life and death. If this card has graced your reading, it's time to consider how you feel. It does not suggest that you ignore logic, but rather trust in the messages that appear to come from within. Have you ever felt negatively about someone on a first meeting only to be proven right a few weeks later? Can you remember a time when you were called to do something that defied popular opinion, but it worked out better than you'd expected? These are examples of your intuition in action. Some will call it instinct or second sight, even our sixth sense. However you refer to it, you are being asked to lean on yours right now because it has something of relevance to tell you. Yes, Joe's Crop Shack, they start dancing. They do the Cupid shuffle, and you get up and you dance with the wait staff. I know the whole dance. Okay. Nutslap. This is a really important card because the universe and your ancestors, your whole spirit team has been trying to get. Good night, Donna. I'll talk to you tomorrow, honey. I love you. Your ancestors specifically, but your spirit team in general, have been trying to get a message to you for a really long time. There's an opportunity somewhere in your midst, but you're not seeing it. You're completely shut down to it, actually. I feel like in the next week or two, you are going to be opening up to it. It's like you're seeing the light about something or someone. It finally, the truth, and it's a good truth. It's an incredible, I see you like just lighting up with this information. It's like the time has come for you to finally make a move forward in your life and do something that you've been wanting to do for a really long time. The universe is going to offer it to you basically on a silver platter. The problem is if you're staying stuck, stale, and stagnant in that mode in your energy, okay, if you're thinking to yourself that nothing's going to change, if you're thinking to yourself that you're stuck, stale, and stagnant, things like that, this is going to breeze right by you. Start opening yourself up to the possibility that life is going to get a lot better, that you are going to accomplish your wishes, hopes, and dreams, okay? As soon as you do that, something major is going to come in and it's going to change your life for the better. It's going to be the offer, an opportunity to have a new job, make more money, whatever. You know, I just feel like you have to stop. Batmom, you'll be next. I mean, Pixie, why am I doing that? You have to stop telling yourself that nothing's ever going to change, that nothing ever works out for you, the woe is me type attitude. Again, not a judgment or an indictment, but, you know, stop being so down on yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. Miss Paranormal Pixie, I'm going to use the Wild Woman Oracle. Whoop. I just need to check my phone, guys. I have a weird feeling. Nope, I'm good. My son had a bit of a tummy ache, and I don't know. I got like a weird making sure his dad didn't call. Okay, so we'll make sure to read for which Nicole, though. There's two Nicoles that were in here. Nicole Perrone and Nicole L. You're on mute.
Yeah, there are two, but I'm calling Perrone.
Okay.
So she may be cooking. I can always put a timestamp.
All right, Miss Pixie. Don't forget this Monday, guys, part 1, H.H. Holmes and the Chicago Murder Castle. Matawaka's Truth. Laura, it's the card of reconciliation, and it is card number 25. What uncomfortable truth have you been unwilling to face, even though facing it will lead to a genuine reconciliation between yourself and someone else? To achieve true reconciliation, we must be willing to honestly and vulnerably look the often ugly truth in the face. If ego has been getting in the way of reconciliation between you and someone else, the time is now for honest communication led by a heart that is genuinely seeking to understand and set things right. While the story of Pocahontas, whose birth name was Matawaka, is traditionally one of reconciliation, the opposite is actually true. Pocahontas, the daughter of Chief Powhatan, was kidnapped, abused, and sexually assaulted, intimately assaulted, I think I'm supposed to say, by English colonists. After her husband, Kocoum, was killed by the English and she was separated from her daughter, she married an Englishman, John Rolfe, and gave birth to a son. She was then forced to convert to Christianity, renamed Rebecca, and taken to England. Guys, don't start a political conversation or a religious one in the chat, please. I'll get in trouble. Where she became the ultimate civilized savage, quote unquote. In 1617, after wishing to return to Virginia, Pocahontas died at the age of 21. Madawaska, or Pocahontas, represents the millions of indigenous people across the Americas and the world who continue to suffer the effects of centuries of colonialism. I don't like cards like this. They put me in an awkward spot. In the 19th and 20th centuries, indigenous children across the United States and Canada were removed from their families and forced to attend church-run, government-sponsored boarding schools that aimed to kill the Indian in the child. While virtually all sectors of indigenous communities are reaping the damaging consequences of these schools today, violence against indigenous women is at an epidemic level. Like the descendants of Pocahontas, who are still fighting to bring her remains home and find truth in the sea of lies across the world, many indigenous peoples are seeking justice and reconciliation for the wrongs that they and their ancestors have endured. So, Miss Lara, to put it simply, and I don't know why she had to get into all the politics, and that's why I don't like decks like this. There's someone that maybe you're holding a grudge against, or that you think may be holding a grudge against you. I don't think the person actually is. I think this is a misunderstanding where the energy may have been a little off for a little while. You might be thinking this person either doesn't like something about you, or maybe they're holding something against you that they're not willing to talk about. There's like weird energy here. And I feel like if you just reach out to the person and ask them genuinely, like, hey, what is the issue here? Did I do something wrong? And just listen to what they say, understand it, acknowledge it, respond, and move on. There won't be this weirdness between the two of you. I feel like you have someone where there's like unnecessary weirdness because the other person actually isn't holding a grudge. They might have like a small issue, but it's not like anything that's like, it's going to end up changing the relationship, and you're not going to have this person around anymore. And it could actually end up in a blow up. And all the universe is telling you is that if you are like tired of having this little bit of icky energy in your aura every time you're around this person or speaking to this person or face to face with this person or whatever the case may be, just ask them like, hey, is everything okay between us? Because I feel weird. And I feel like this is a person who is probably a little bit like you, where they understand the energy is off as well. And I feel like it's just a dumb, I don't like to use the word stupid, but I feel like it's like a dumb misunderstanding. Unfortunately, the other person is not going to reach out to you about this, though. It's going to stay weird until eventually you guys just don't talk anymore, unless you reach out and ask for answers. And I feel like everything's going to be fine. That's an extremely, extremely specific message. But there it is. Never imagined I'd be talking and loving witches. We love you too, baby. Who's next?
Nicole Perron. She's listening, so.
My lights are off. One's orange and one's yellow. Ooh, don't look directly at them. All right, Nicole, I am going to use the Oracle of the Divine Circus. And Paranormal Pixie, that's amazing. That's a beautiful thing that you came into yourself, your own abilities, and you decided which path you were going to take. You took it, you put the work in, you put the effort in, you take the classes, you listen, you know, I think that's amazing. Because a lot of people that come from that natural line, especially when it's acknowledged, like when you have unacknowledged witch ancestry, the best way to put it, it's a lot different, because then there's no pressure to be, you know, my mom is a native healer, big time, but she will not work with it. She does not work with it. She doesn't want to work with it. She doesn't want to deal with it. She just accepts that she has it and moves on. But I think had she been practicing, I might have felt inadvertently like I had to do that. Ghost Dragon, what's up with Jules? She didn't miss her reading, did she?
No, Jules is after Nicole.
Oh, so Jules, you're next, hon.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem, Madison. Don't worry about it. Thank you for the validation and for letting me know. So guys, I know you guys hate when I do this, but I'm so mad. My hair looked so nice last week after I first got it cut. And now I'm like, All right. This is Nicole Perron, and then next we'll have Jules with the Wild Woman. Death shall not take him. Card number 3. You are going to witness the impossible made possible. Whatever you think is lost, Nicole, is not. Whatever you think cannot be, shall be. The universe is going to intervene, and what seems to be over shall in a new way live again. Sometimes, just when you think it's all over, the 11th hour comes. You can practically hear the opening chords of your swan song, and when you have finally given up, suddenly, somehow, right before your eyes, everything changes just like that. You were free falling, and then suddenly you were soaring. Fate steps in, destinies are altered, and life demonstrates its creative, restorative power, even if all seems lost. The oracle of death shall not take him as a sign, no matter how defeated you feel, no matter how many dead ends you've encountered, how many setbacks, how many failures, no matter how impossible success may seem, the universe is going to step in and right things in your favor. You will succeed. Even through apparently impossible odds, the heroic spirit within you is going to get its way. So if you really must, doubt just for one moment longer, then replace doubt with trust and participate in the divine defiance of life refusing to be crushed. The universe wants to dazzle you with an unexpected triumph. Why not just relax and bear witness to its impressive displays of life-giving power with reverence and delight? Bye, Miss Lara, Miss Pixie. Okay. So, Nicole, what this card is saying is there is a majorly awesome change coming in for you. I feel like you're going through it right now, but you're afraid to fully accept it, right? So it's like, for example, you were offered a major promotion at work. Like you're going to be making triple what you're making right now. And you know it's coming. You know that starting next Wednesday, you're going to be working this new job, but like, it's like you're still afraid someone's going to take it from you. You're still afraid, like until you're there in that office working, you're not going to believe it. I'll believe it when I see it, right? That type of thinking, don't do that. No good. The universe is saying, accept that you are being given a gift, blessing, abundance. Accept that you have created this blessing and abundance. You've asked for it. You put your energy out there. You've reached for it. You've manifested it. You've created it. We are co-creators of our lives, of this universe. If you can't accept the gifts that come in, what's the point of the universe giving them to you? And if all you do is sit back, whether you can control it or not, or think you can control it, because you always can, but whether you think you can control it or not, if you sit back in fear and doubt, always worrying, addicted to stress, or wondering how you can do better, you never will do better, because your energy is going to be so closed off that the universe could be right here. This card is your biggest dream come true. This is your energy. I cannot see that card. Does that make sense? So the universe is saying there is something major, girl, majorly changing in your life. You've been looking forward to this. You've been wanting this. You've been manifesting this, even if it's unconsciously, for a really long time. Stop doubting. Just believe that you are going to get whatever you want, be whoever you want, whatever it is. Walk around as if. I have a journal where I write every night. I call it manifestations because I also do my manifestations. You can ask Ghost Dragons. Every single night, I sit and write the 555 method of manifestations, get those out of the way, and then I write in a journal about my day. But I don't actually write about my actual day. I write about the day I wished I had had. I specifically write how much money is in my bank account. I specifically write who I met and what amazing opportunity they offered me, how it felt to accept the opportunity, what my amazing job on my Netflix show is like. I mean, all of my hopes and dreams that I keep to myself, I don't keep to myself when it comes to the universe. Okay? It's a manifestation journal. I would look into that if I were you. Ghostdragonzw, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you. Jules, and Jules, you want it while I was woman. Yeah, Mike Roberts, you really do. Recognizing it is the first step, but it's like, I know it's hard, like, especially with the 555 method, the book that I sent you, the manifestation thing. I know it's hard, but once you do like 5 or even 10 days of it and you start seeing things happening, coming true, you'll be more willing to push yourself to do it, because it's like, holy crap, you know, that just happened. Is it the book? Is it not? You don't want to take the chance that it might be, so you keep going. That's how I got pulled into it. I'm like, what if it is me writing this down every night? Just what if, you know? Oh, Eris. Yeah. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, because usually he stops in. I hope everything's okay.
He was in on Saturday. I think he was there Monday too.
Yes, he was.
All right, Miss Jules.
Just made me working.
No, we have to take care of each other.
I said he made me working.
Oh.
Yes.
Hair's still falling out. All right. Ayin, the Fairy Queen. Can you believe you got that card? Jules, come on. The Fairy Queen? All right, let's see what she has to say. Card number 32. It is the card of protection. Jules, is your mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual well-being being threatened or violated by someone else? And if so, what boundaries can you put in place to protect yourself? Call upon Ayin for protection if you feel that your personal sovereignty and safety is being physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually threatened. The Fairy Queen empathetically reminds you that even if you have been violated in some way, your honor can never be taken from you because it is inherent. Ayin is a significant goddess of ancient Celtic lore who rules over summer, love, protection, fertility, sovereignty, healing, and the sun. Over time, she became linked with the Fae and began to be known as the Fairy Queen of Munster, a province in the south of Ireland. As a goddess associated with the summer solstice, Ayin brings prosperity and ensures healthy crops and livestock. It is said that Ailill Elam, the ruling king of Munster, intimately assaulted Ayin, who, outraged, bit off his ear, ultimately dethroning him as only an unblemished person could fill the role of High King of Ireland. Due to the violation and disrespect that she experienced at the hands of a man who was unworthy of his status and position of power, something that far too many women have experienced, Ayin became known as a protector of women and the land. Since the earth is a sacred being and women and women's bodies are a symbolic expression of the earth's sacredness, Ayin legitimized or destroyed kings depending on the level of respect and honor they demonstrated towards the land, its animals, and its people, particularly women. Whoa. Jules, I just feel like, honestly, this is validation for everything you've gone through and everything you've gotten through, everything you've come through. This is the universe telling you, you are one strong lady. You are amazing. And when we talk about like how you're going to use your light work, you're talking about the golden light turning a fiery orange and a bright orange and a fiery red. You are meant to testify, to tell your story, to help other women like I tried to do with you. Like we worked together, right? I don't take any credit for it, but I'm glad that we got together in those sessions and we did that. You are stronger, you glow, you're happy, you're cancer-free. Again, I don't take credit, but it was great to be a part of that process. The universe maybe wants you to try doing that on a smaller scale in your own life. Who can you reach out to and help and protect? I don't mean jump in front of them, and take a bullet, or you could if you want to. I'm talking about protect their integrity. Teach them that it's okay, no matter what has happened to you or been done to you, you still are authentically who you are at the end of the day. And you don't have to be destroyed, ruined, victimized, or a victim. I'm getting teary-eyed again. Like, this is your mission, your purpose, at least for the next 2 weeks. There is someone in your orbit. It doesn't even have to be someone you really know at this moment that you might connect with. You might energetically sense that there's something going on. Pull them aside and talk to them. Just tell them your story. You don't even have to ask them anything about themselves. That's how I start off with people who are like a little bit leery of me and like, I don't know them, but I can tell that something's happening with them that's not that good. I just randomly start telling my story. And they usually open up. And then I see if I can help them. Did you see that? Oh my, it just like flew out of my hand. I didn't even move. This is the universe validating you, baby girl. And telling you are strong, you are amazing. I don't know why you're crying, but that's awesome. Unless that's sweating. I can't tell. The guy's too little. Who's next?
A person. Mike. Give me that look all you want. I'll just look into those brown eyes and go.
Oh, did you guys see my new gnome? My mom spoils me so bad. All I have to do is be like, oh, that's nice. And the next thing I know, I can't even tell her in the store that I like something because I will end up with whatever it is. Isn't he cool? His name is Siegfried. I don't know.
I'm telling you, you better keep your eyes peeled with all those little people walking around your house.
It's Hedwig has become an issue.
Oh, really?
I told James he couldn't use Hedwig as a vessel. He did. I'm now cuddling him. I'm brushing his fur. I'm apologizing to him if I accidentally elbow him. I'm becoming attached to Hedwig. So, and Jules noticed it. She was crying. She's like, what's going on with you? What's happening with that thing, with that little boy? And I couldn't believe she picked up on it, but I was so proud. So what I have to do is get him out. And then unfortunately, I'm going to have to destroy Hedwig. Because Sasquatch, her giant Sasquatch took off. Ooh, Aunt Anna, that is exciting. Popo is pleased. I remember my friend Jim, we were driving and we always made fun of the kids who used the word popo, right? Because we were the geeks. And he's like, oh, look, the ambulance passed by. And it's one of those things where like you had to be there, but I still think it's hilarious. He's like, there's the para instead of paramedic. But I was only 14 years old and I still remember that. I do know it. I do. And when you picked up on it is when I really understood that I had an issue. Because that means it's showing. That's okay. Panera spells my name Jema. They're like, Gemma. All right, Mike. Sasquatch don't know how to act. Oh, all right. Let me just grab that, guys. Oh, what an amazing stream tonight. All right, let's see. I wanted to wear my new Harley Davidson shirt that was the chair that Blue Crossroads sent me. But as soon as I put it on, it was like 80 something degrees here today. It had short sleeves, but I just could not. I felt so constricted because of the heat. I didn't realize there was a fan here. So I'm probably going to put it on for the video that I'm filming. All right, Mike, you got the card of domination. It's Sagittarius in Aries. There it is. Yep. I'm so dumb. Sagittarius and Aries. I meant Mars. Mars rules Aries, and I always call it Aries. Mars in Sagittarius. My Mars is in Aries. Personal Mars Sagittarians devote a great deal of energy to crusading and the conversion of others to their own beliefs. Staunch defenders of the truth, they can be a little blunt in putting their case to others. Because of the excessive power in this planet-sun combination, some sporting or adventurous activity benefits people with this aspect at every stage of their life. Foreign travel could be a satisfactory outlet for pioneering energies, and it would be surprising if Mars Sagittarians did not spend time abroad or with people from another country. Active participation in some religious or philosophical cause is indicated by this card. Negatively, this can manifest as a narrow and limited view of life into which the Mars Sagittarian tries to shoehorn everyone, not a winning strategy in the popularity stakes. As long as Mars Sagittarians do not get too dogmatic and can maintain an it takes all sorts attitude, all is well. With Mars in Sagittarius, the competitive instinct is irresponsible and the need to come out on top in any situation can become excessive. When this card is chosen in a reading, it can mean, depending on the question asked, that either the questioner is being pressured by someone or is applying too much pressure to someone else. The domination card indicates a need to stand back and detach oneself in order to see the truth of a situation. Immediately, I got that this was not you. Before I even read that, okay? Mike, there is still someone here that's very domineering, very manipulative, very self-serving. And I'm not judging you because this person's still around. Still. Not judging you. Seriously, though, I'm not judging you, but the universe like can't give you any more nudges, dude. Like it's time for you. And I know it may be like, I'm not saying it is someone you live with because I honestly don't know, but if it were like someone you lived with or someone you had to work with, like your boss, you can't just quit your job and have no money to live, right? I get that. But the universe is saying all you have to do is let it know what you need to be able to move away from this person. This person is not going to be happy until you are on your knees begging, until your throat is under their foot. Okay, this person sees you as nothing more than an object as a means to attain what they want. This is a terrible, horrible person. Karma will get them. They are a sleeper. They are unawakened. And the more awakened and observant and reliant on the universe you become, the more they're going to try to dominate you and keep you entangled in their little narcissistic supply sort of fold. Okay. I hope so. And this is the universe saying, like, just let the universe know what you want and it will give you your out. Okay. It will give you your out. Who's next?
Casey.
Casey, I'm going to use myths and mermaids. I'm so glad we had a full house tonight. I'm glad we had a new person tonight. Anyone did not get a reading besides Shelly? We still
Shelly's,
have, or are we ending?
Shelly's next.
Okay.
I'm going right down the line. Everybody's good. Don't yell at me. I don't want to get shanked.
I'm sorry, what, hon?
I don't want to get shanked.
Stop saying that. You're going to get me in trouble. Someone's going to be like, Gemma, it's not cool to threaten. Oh, yes, light worker. Yeah, I thought he was finishing up. I didn't realize he was still following the list. So don't worry, honey. We got Bat Mom. I got you, ladies. Don't worry.
Just so you know, Shelly's next. If Chopper Morgan's still here, they're next. Then Kirby, then Nicole Lease, then oh gosh.
I think Chopper and Kirby left.
Yeah, I'm thinking they did too. And then we'll go from there.
Okay. All right, Bat Mom, light worker, I got you, ladies. Shelly. All right, this is from Miss KC, and thank you, KC, for that beautiful donation. I told her, I'm like, listen, I know you listen to pretty much everyone, but I forget. I'm like, so just come in and say hi. I know you're busy at that time because she's 3 hours before us. She's got dinner to cook and things to do. I was like, but remind me that you're there, and then I can read for you. So I'm glad she did that. Miss KC, Pisces Squad. Oh, I love this deck. And I found out that Jasmine Beckett Griffith, the woman who does this artwork on these cards, she does the artwork on these cards. She does so much of the artwork on my cards. She's my favorite. She has statues on Amazon, and they're not that expensive. I put a lot on my list. I just saw your tell what's going on in your head. What actually that was, Jules, is line up, wait your turn. This isn't for you. I'm not. That was a big intake of people from outside, and they're always in here and they're always disrupting the readings because they want help. And I'm so open that a lot of the time, Blue Cross Rose asked me last week, he's like, you kept looking to the left and that means download. He's like, but then you get annoyed. And I'm like, yeah, it's very frustrating. There are full-blown conversations going on in my head as I'm talking to you guys. So just keep that in mind when I make those weird faces or bite my lip. That's when I start getting really agitated. All right. Casey, my tentacled friend, card number 34. I am extended in 8 directions, torn and pulled beyond the max. I have thumbs in too many puddings. I must withdraw, renew, and relax. An exhausted sea maiden holds on limply to her octopus companion. She is overextended, tired, and in need of rest, revitalization, and rebirth. Her pallor suggests depleted energy and waning vigor. Reclaim your overextended self. You have become overextended like an octopus who has stretched each arm in a different direction. This overextension has left you weak, vulnerable, and haggard. Casey, it is time to reduce your obligations and draw inward for a time. Decide upon your highest priorities and release those duties that no longer aid you or are not as important as they once were. Reclaim the parts of yourself, both mentally, physically, and spiritually, that are being improperly used, and let them rest for a time. When you are feeling stronger, put them back to use constructively if you see the need, but do not let yourself get so overburdened ever again. Always keep an arm in reserve for a surprise task that is near and dear to your heart or fuels your personal ambitions. Casey, you already know this, that you are well overextended, even if not physically. Definitely emotionally. You are trying to be everything to everyone and everywhere at all times. And unfortunately, we are only human. So it doesn't matter sometimes where our spirit leads us. We have to take time for ourselves. I say it every week. Self-care is not selfish. I had a lot of work to do today, but I took the time to sit and watch a show with my mom. That's our favorite show. And that's the time that we spend together. Because I wasn't doing that for a really long time. And that's me time. That's something I really enjoy doing. Right. And I lost out on a little bit of work because of it. But so what? I felt better afterwards. I was happy. I laughed with my mother. I made that connection with her. We watched a great show. So, Casey, I feel like you're just not taking enough time to do the things that you enjoy. And when you do, you feel guilty about it. This is the universe just reinforcing the fact that you're allowed to take time to yourself. You're allowed to say no, you don't feel like doing something. You're allowed to put things off. It's not like it's something that you do all the time. You know, this isn't a card of constantly being lazy or having a lackadaisical attitude where you're going to put off tomorrow what you can do today every day. But it is okay to do for just a couple of days. It is okay to take a staycation and tell everyone you just want to stay in your room and read or listen to audiobooks or take ritual baths or howl at the moon, whatever it is you want to do, Casey. And this week and next week, I want you to do it. I want you to only worry about Casey. Okay? The universe wants you to do that. You're overextended and you're going to end up very physically harmed because of it. I keep seeing hospital, and I don't like to give messages like that, but it keeps showing me hospital, and something with your leg. So you need to rest, relax before you end up so physically exhausted, so mentally drained, so emotionally overloaded, and so spiritually drained that you end up in the hospital or, you know, something bad happens. Shelly, magic of you. You're so welcome. All of you guys are welcome. Miss Shelly, hello. How's my girl doing? All right. Let's do this. Mosaic, card number 18. Let chance play its creative role in your life. Shelly, trust everything is as it should be. When Mosaic presents, it means you have been trying to micromanage your life and your fixed view is limiting all the gifts and potential the universe is waiting to make available to you. It's time to say, I don't know, and to break free of the rules and conditions you have placed on yourself and on other people, places, and things. Trust that there is no specific, quote unquote, right way things must be or progression of events that must occur. Know that you do not know and that this is good in the moment and essential for the next chapter of your life to commence. Chance and surprise are essential creative elements in the unique mosaic of your life. Break free of rigid stereotypes or ideas about what your life should look like or even feel like and what other people, places, and things should or shouldn't do and or be. Consider the girl in Mosaic. Her mask has broken free and is shattering as she allows old patterns and old fears to break away. Hues of purple indicate pure wisdom and peace glowing through every fiber of her being. She loosens her micromanaging grip and weaves her hands through ribbons of energy that begin to wrap around her. The pieces of her mask cling to the fabric and form a new, beautiful mosaic pattern. This new fabric of pure potential wraps around her naked form and her life is reborn. Like her, you are free to let go of the self-limiting fears. Let your life surprise and amaze you and appreciate the beautiful potential of a sequence of events you could never have determined or orchestrated. I know this is really scary, Shelley. I know a lot of what you deal with and go through on a day-to-day basis is scary. And you don't have anyone in your orbit right now who really understands, or I think that even really tries to understand. Having to go through the awakening of your abilities, I have a hair back here that keeps itching me, that came on so suddenly that you don't even know anything about them, what to do next, who to talk to, where to turn. And you're also, whether you realize it or not, living in fear. This is the universe telling you to trust it. There's a reason all of this came to pass. There's a reason you are where you are right now. But until you let go of trying to understand every single detail, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to know what's going on. There's nothing wrong with wanting to investigate and receive more information. But the universe is saying, like, if you could just let go, just let the messages come through. You don't even have to give them out. Write them down. Talk about what's happening with the people around you, because mind over matter again. If somebody minds, then they shouldn't matter. This is something that you should bring other people in your life into. And if you feel like you can't do that, then maybe you should reevaluate the relationships in your life. And I know it's not easy to just pick up and leave a long-term relationship or to move house or change jobs or whatever, but the universe will offer you a way. You have to start communicating these abilities and things that you're able to do, see, and understand and hear, pass them along to other people and get out more. Good. I'm glad you have been. And if you really have been, this is just your validation that you are doing the right thing. And good things are going to come to you. And all is going to be revealed slowly but surely, a little bit at a time. You got this. Welcome back, Charlie.
Charlie. Nicole Lease.
Nicole, I'm going to use the Halloween Oracle. Better run bubble gum. You know what it is too? I use matte lipstick with bee venom lip plumper, so it peels my lips off. It happens all the time. It's not like it doesn't hurt or anything, but that's why at the end of the like towards the end or like middle, I start biting my lip because my lips are peeling off. You're welcome, sweetheart.
That don't even sound right. Oh no, my lips are peeling.
I know.
What are you kind of so freaking? You're the incredible melting Gemma.
All right, Nicole East. God bless you, mother. Death. The eternal cycle begins here. "'Tis not the end, though I may pass in the night. I get to do my time over, although you may get a fright." Many pagans believe that death was the beginning of the cycle of life. When you think about it, most people consider the act of birth to be the beginning of the life cycle. We are born, we live, and we die, and depending on your beliefs, you may get to go round again. Instead, pagan cultures see death as the beginning of a whole new adventure, the place where your soul gets to choose where it incarnates, why, and what it wants to experience. That's not just pagan belief. Then and only then does it get born into a body that lives and eventually dies before returning to ride a new cycle. Halloween is a celebration of death as a part of life. As humans are conscious beings, we know about death, and many are afraid and uncomfortable about it. Halloween illuminates the universal truth that all of us will die, just as all of us were born, so to be fearful of that end process is fairly pointless. Halloween asks us instead to make friends with death, just as we seem friendly with birth, and to not allow our fears and grief to bring us unnecessary pain. Don't be afraid if you pull the death card, as it simply means that something is falling away or will do so you can begin strongly afresh. There is great power in this clearing. If you pull this card at Halloween particularly, the message is stronger still, and you should actively celebrate a new beginning. Nicole, this is just a new beginning, and that's always the first thing that pops into my head when I pull any kind of death card, whether in tarot or any of my oracle decks, okay? The main thing for you to understand here is that a very significant change is on the horizon for you. You may be feeling these stirrings of the beginning of it. I feel like it's something you're going to resist. It's a relationship that you don't want to end. It's a time in your life that there may be something here that you do want it to end, but we're back to the theme of the night, which is comfort zones. You're afraid of who you're going to be with if you're not this person's friend or this person's wife or this person's girlfriend. Who are you going to be if you don't work for so-and-so and make X amount of money? This is going to be really hard for you. It's a tower moment. It's a dark night of the soul. And unfortunately, you're just stepping into it. But if you can accept it, go with the flow, try your very best. And I know this sounds ridiculous because I used to roll my eyes when I would hear it from my guides, when people would say it to me. But if you can master this, which I almost have, nobody can do it 100% of the time. You will become brand new. It will make you brand new. Don't worry about it. Bank account's empty, don't worry about it. Boyfriend's cheating, don't worry. Because the universe has a plan, you see? And when you accept all the things that the universe does for you, because believe it or not, these things are only done to lead to better things. You're showing the universe that you trust it. No matter what, or God, if you believe in God, no matter what, you will not worry because you know the universe, source, Mother Earth, Father Sky, God, Jesus, whoever it is, has got your back. No need to worry. That's what the universe wants you to start mastering right now because a major change is either going on or about to happen.
Sorry. New England, but I don't think he's here.
He didn't want one.
Okay. Then Batman. And go with the flow.
All right, Batman. Let's use the fairy tale oracle. Oh, guys, I just want to thank you all, most of you, for showing up the other night on, Jules, you look beautiful. I love your hair. For showing up on Michigan UFO Paranormal. That was awesome. You guys really showed up too. Everyone in there was from this channel. And I was amazed and I was so proud because they kept being like, yeah, that so-and-so's from Gemma's channel. And I was like, yes, my crew definitely showed up to show that love and support. And I appreciate it more than you guys realize. I was so proud that night. Nicole says, this makes sense to me. I am currently really working on this. I'm learning that I can love many people and I can still have them in my life, even if it's in a different way. Yes. Keep that frame of mind. Keep that frame of reference. Keep that thought. Come back here if you need to hear the reading again. Okay. Keep going. You're on the right path. It's going to hurt. It's not going to be easy, but I'm telling you, girl, it is going to be amazing once you're through it. And you will get through it. Blue Crossroads. Batmom, you got the Little Mermaid. Card number 7, the card of sacrifice. I will prepare a potion for you with which you must swim to land tomorrow before sunrise and sit down on the shore and drink it. Your tail will then disappear and shrink up into what mankind calls legs, and you will feel great pain as if a sword were passing through you. You will still have the same floating gracefulness of movement, but at every step you take, you will feel as if you were treading upon sharp knives and that the blood must flow. If you bear all this, I'll help you. When this card comes to you, there is every chance you are considering making an enormous sacrifice. Firstly, you are restricting your true voice and have given up speaking from the heart about what you truly feel in order to seem more acceptable to another or to avoid conflict. Secondly, you have given up the depth of your emotions and you are trying to do your best to fit into an environment that is enormously uncomfortable for you. It's almost painful and you are certainly feeling heavy, ill at ease, and awkward. This card asks you to consider just why you are sacrificing so much of your true self for this chance at belonging or possibly this chance at love. This card can also come forth to speak with you when you are considering making changes to your face or body via surgery in order to be more appealing to someone. There is so much work for you to do on self-acceptance and to understand that the path you are currently taking that involves so much self-sacrifice and pain will not lead to a happy ending, but to more pain, suffering, and the total extinguishing of your spirit. She's not here probably, Stephen. Please consider the changes you're making and why you're making them rather than falling deeply into a kind of trance of desire. No one has asked for you to make these changes. It's your own choice, your own doing. And if you're to make them, they must be for your own good, not because you want to please someone else. Denying your heritage, your own personal talents and skills, and your beautiful abilities will not make you more lovable. It will only lead to pain and ultimately perhaps to some pity, but it cannot and will not win you love. Please reconsider now this road of sacrifice and understand that you can become a truly wonderful being by most being your own true self. There is magic, unnatural magic, which may bring to you what you wish for, but it will come at far too great a cost to even consider. Please heed the Little Mermaid's message, Batmom. Do not go further into this, but return to your true self and become who you are for your own self and for the sake of your own soul. So this card sounds very serious. And don't get me wrong, it is. But Batmom, I really feel like right now, what this is saying is just be yourself. Like there's someone who you feel like you have to bite your tongue. And that's the main message I'm getting. Like you're not speaking your mind about something to someone. You're kind of going with the flow. And while that's okay sometimes, it's really not. We should always be who we are. And that doesn't mean verbally assault someone, bully someone, or put someone down, but you're certainly allowed to disagree with someone's behavior. Or you're allowed to call them out on it. You're allowed to say and do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt someone else if it's authentically you. You feel like you have to sit in silence and watch something happen so as not to upset someone else or to upset others. And the universe is saying that's BS. You see things going on that no one else does. You are energetically connected to who and or whatever this relationship situation, to whoever this person is. There's someone that is not being authentic. They're a liar. They're narcissistic. They're a cheater, possibly. They're abusive, possibly. There's something seriously off with this person, and you know it, but you're afraid to say it because I'm just using this as an example. It could be someone your child is dating. And you know that if you say something, you're going to lose your child most likely. The universe is saying that might happen for a little while, but you need to speak your truth. You always need to speak your truth. You can speak your truth and it could be the most horrible thing, but if you speak it in kindness and with love, the universe isn't going to touch you for it. Karma's not going to touch you for it. It's you being you. Don't ever silence yourself. And if you're connected to something, you see something going on and happening, or you just feel it in your gut, intuition, instinct, this is the universe telling you you are right on. Say something. Don't let it get even further out of hand, whatever it is, than it already has. This water is so good.
Check it down.
My mommy bought me 6 of them.
Do you need Red Bulls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever you see this, I need Red Bull.
Okay, I'll take care of you.
I didn't want to mention it because you would help me a little bit with some other stuff, but I could definitely.
I guess I can be a Red Bull pusher.
Oh, you know what? I got my money back for the kiwi apple.
Did you?
But I'd rather have the kiwi apple.
I know.
You know what was messed up, guys? And I know this is off topic, but so Red Bull promised since 2020, I guess 2021, they stopped making the kiwi apple, but they promised it wasn't discontinued, that it was coming back. It was just a processing thing. A few weeks ago, they finally admitted they're not making kiwi apple anymore because they've replaced it with the
fig, whatever it was.
No, the dragon one.
Oh, the dragon kiwi?
Oh, it's dragon something.
Oh,
it reminded me of you. I know it has dragon in it.
Dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, it's disgusting. The apple fig, disgusting.
I don't like dragon
apricot, fruit. Disgusting. They got rid of all the good flavors. Batmom shady is shady. Yes. Speak your truth. Hey, Mike Roberts, I've given up a lot worse. Okay. But Red Bull is the reason I can't lose the rest of my weight. And I know that. Who's next?
Light worker. And she's the last one unless you pull a card for me.
I'll pull one for you. Maybe I'll pull one for me.
Batman, I do a lot. I pray a lot for you guys. All of you.
Batman.
Hi, Nikki. Batman. Hey, Batman. I'm sorry,
hey,
Batman. Mom. Hey, Heather. But I I try to take care of everybody and chat in some way or another. So just keep your eyes peeled. You never know.
You may, you know about Mom, you may be the bad guy for a little while, but at the end of the day, you're going to be well respected and it's all going to come back to in your favor. So don't, and you'll feel much better. It's so hard watching something happen and you're just like biting your tongue so bad, you're grinding your teeth, they're going to break. I do it. Trust me. Especially when you have kids. I'm not saying it's about your kids, but you guys know what I'm talking about. When you see your kids making a terrible decision, but you don't want to be that parent. I don't know if that's just me, but I want to be like friends with like my 23-year-old.
It's hard to do when you're a parent.
Yeah. I mean, I would do anything for them, but sometimes I'm like,
wake up.
Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, why did
wake up?
If someone calls you a liar, that's their own mess. Like, why are they so involved in your business that they care if you're late for work? You don't have to turn around and punch them in the face and lose your job. Now you just lost your job. I'm not saying my son did that, but that's like, it sounds like something he would do. He doesn't like being disrespected. And I get that because I just got out of that a few years ago, but I'm always like, baby, it's their issue. If it's a coworker who cares so much that you were a little bit late for work when your boss said it was okay that they're going to call you a liar, that's their mess. All right, light worker. Then we'll do Heather. Chill and Charlie, if you want one, let me know. I do have a 1,000-word video to film.
Well, I don't want to keep you, so if you want to go,
it'll be
don't
okay.
worry about my cards.
A couple more, no big deal. All right, guys. This is light worker. Blue moon. Blue moon. Blue crossroads. It's the card of, that's blood moon. Blue moon we're looking for here. There we go. Card of luck. Light worker. Beneath the moon, a girl and her unicorn companion bathe in the blue light. Within the dark forest, wildlife can be seen. In this opportune moment, an owl wings his way through the trees. A blue moon is considered a rarity, bringing to mind the popular expression, once in a blue moon. In actuality, it is the name given to the appearance of a second full moon in a calendar month. On average, a blue moon occurs every 2.5 years. Because of the infrequency of the event, this card is connected to luck and the seemingly impossible becoming possible. When its magnificent glow lights a reading, it suggests that you will become the beneficiary of prosperity. This occurrence, however, may not be expected since the card, like the blue moon, is quite out of the ordinary. Luck is on your side, light worker. Fortune will favor you, and you'll likely be in the right place at the right time. Surprise opportunities and random synchronicities are part of this card's message. Whether you find a little extra than you thought in your bank account this month or meet with someone who could positively change your life. Light worker, this is amazing. Something you don't see coming, but you do have to be open to the opportunity. Hi, Carol. You have to, it's not going to fall in your lap. You can't be sitting at home doing absolutely nothing and meet the love of your life, right? Like you might meet someone online, but you're not going to physically meet them and feel their energy and get to know them, right? It's a whole different story when you're face to face. So this card is saying, as long as you're open to magic and you're open to opportunity, there's something here that I think you've been wanting or hoping for, even if it's like a better stream of income or even if it's, whatever it is. I mean, dream big. This is an amazing card. And I believe by, I would say the end of the month, something's going to come in for you that's totally unexpected, but that is such a pleasant surprise. You may not even be able to believe it, but here's the point. When it does happen, believe it, accept it, thank the universe, thank source, thank spirit, thank your ancestors, thank everybody. Because when you do that and show that appreciation, that gratitude, that acceptance, that is the energy that they will bounce back to you for more abundance, more luck, more prosperity. And it'll be happening more than once in a blue moon, something you've been really hoping for. And I feel like it is a big thing and has to do with your personal life, like your job, your love life. Something big here is happening and you have to keep us posted. It's going to be within the next month. Who's next?
I even said her name. I
know. I saw you talking. All right, Heather, dark lights. You almost missed us. Carol, if you're still here, let us know because you're going to be next before we end. I'm going to pull a card for Steven and I'm going to pull a card for myself tonight too. I never over-explain. I pull the cards, I read from the book, and then I'm like, meh, I don't know what that means. Like, I don't. So I'm going to explain the thing to myself in the third person and see if I can get a better message. If you guys don't mind. All right, Heather. Oh, Bat Mom. Oh, Bat Mom, please message me. Please, please, because I'm waiting. I think I know who you're talking about, and I'm waiting for him to get his. Oh, please be the same person, please. Because I'm not allowed to say anything. Oh, please, please, please.
Actually, I think you might not be who you think.
What happened?
It may not be the person you think it is, but it's how.
I would still like to know who it is. I'll never tell anyone.
Okay. I
Okay.
could probably take a couple good guesses.
Heather. There's a couple of people that could be, but there's one person I'm really waiting to be exposed.
It's coming. What goes around, goes around. Comes around. Goes around, goes around. I was in a loop again.
Heather, winter. Card number 14, Frozen Hearts. Ice, frost, snow, and desolation surround you now. Winter has invaded your heart. The last petals of my red rose, it switches to her, will soon die too. My cheeks have lost their colors. My flesh is cold and pale. It's hard to imagine a future. Yet, maybe spring will come again one day. Maybe I should just sleep and hope. Perhaps I will get through this painful moment of mourning and loss. I allow solitude and acceptance to guide me. I just felt my Uncle Benny. He crossed over completely. Knowing that another cycle will begin after everything that once was dies away. Has December frozen you too? Are you in grief? Heather, do not try to escape the pain. Accept the feeling in your heart. Let your tears run out of your eyes. Give your soul a moment of true mourning. This is the only way to get through these dark periods of life. Affirmation, I accept to let go what I cannot retain. I accept this loss and I accept to feel the pain of mourning. I know that when this winter is gone, spring will find me again. So I don't know if you know what this is, but something coming to an end, possibly the death of someone, okay? And I don't usually get cards that symbolize actual death, but every once in a while, one comes up, and unfortunately, this is one. But it doesn't have to mean that. This could be the mourning of the loss of a relationship, and it doesn't even mean the relationship's ending. You're coming to a conclusion, Heather. You have finally drawn the conclusion that this person's not going to change. Your boss is not going to give you a raise. Your best friend did sleep with your husband. There's something that is occurring to you that probably should have occurred to you years ago, but because you're a light worker, you're an empath, you did not want to accept this fact. Girl, I understand more than you realize. You finally, and it's like you have to sit in it for a little bit and really understand it. And I feel like you do have to. Thank you, light worker. Keep us posted. I feel like you really have to experience it a little more. Like, for example, and I'm not saying this is the case, say that you know your husband is cheating. You've spoken to the other woman. Something has to be done. You know it for a fact. Okay, she sent you photos. Like, there's no doubting it, no denying it. He denies it. That little part of you that still loves him and remembers the man that he once was needs to stick around for a little bit. You need to mourn him. So don't make any sudden moves right now, okay? Sit in the moment, feel it, get through it, and then take that knowledge and run to something better. Even if something better is you by yourself mourning the loss of that relationship, okay? Whatever conclusion you're drawing here, Heather, it is real. It is a conclusion. It is a fact. It's just now your soul is finally advancing enough that you're able to accept it. Most likely New England Dirt Roadie, because you and I have physically spoken about it out loud in front of them. The mayor is always there with you. He is literally attached to you. So when you're in the home, something bound him where he can't leave the house. I don't know who did. It wasn't us. I didn't work with you for that. It could have just been your own energy or that separate entity we got rid of today. So yes, they do. And that's why the attacks will start. And I told you to hold on to that tourmaline. And if you really need me, I keep my ringer off when I'm sleeping. I know that's not really helpful, but if you need to get something out, if you need to vent, if you need to freak the F out, you call me as many times as you need to, text me as many times as you need to. You won't hear from me until the next morning, but get it out there into the universe, type it out if you need to, write it out if you need to. Yes, he's going to be pissed because he's almost gone. We got rid of his little buddy. Okay. He's angry. All right. Carol is not answering. Steven, I'm going to pull a card for you. Pick a deck. You're on mute.
Chillin' Charlie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
and Richard. All right.
And Richard. Richard, welcome. A little late
welcome,
tonight.
Richard. Chillin' Charlie. I'm going to use the illustrated bestiary.
And if it gets too late, Gemma, don't worry about me.
No, I want to do it because I'm interested to see how I would read for me if I were one of you guys.
Oh, okay. No sweat.
It's only 9:48 here.
Yeah, I know.
I just have to check on the baby at like 10:30. We have plenty of time.
Okay, well, good then.
Yeah, and Heather, again, if you need a friend, you guys, most of you guys in here have my personal number. And though I'm lackadaisical with answering random texts, you can ask New Englander at Rhodey. If you guys need me and it's a regular hour of the day, I will get back to you in a timely manner. I do care, guys. Just because I work 22 hours a day doesn't mean I don't care.
And Richard's passing on a reading tonight.
All right, Mike. Okay, Richard.
But thank you for coming in. We do appreciate that.
Oh, boy. Oh, Jules, I want to know who that is. New England Dirt Roadie, do it. If you feel that that's what you need to do, do it. Follow your own instinct because the influence is now halved. The separate entity, his rage, his power that he put into another living thing, that thing should be gone. But if you're feeling the need to sage, please do it and do it now before you're influenced not to. Get rid of that residual, that thing, that tar baby thing that was there. It was like a tar, like literal tar with a pulsing heartbeat. Oh God, it was hideous. There might be some residual there that's affecting you. Hold the tourmaline in your other hand when you do the saging, okay? Or put it in your pocket or something. I might have to send you a tourmaline necklace or something similar. I think I'm going to have to do that. Sage it, babe. Do it. That's who I thought when she said beautiful blue eyes and was talking about Oracle. I thought she was talking about Ghostdragonzw at first.
Oh.
Okay.
No, this guy, I know who she's talking about, though.
Mike, don't go there. As it came out, I was like, oh, I just said that. I didn't mean it. Like, it was literally a small thing of tar with a heartbeat. That's why I said tar baby. Okay. As it came out, if you guys could see my face, if you go back and look, I was like, oh, no.
Okay, grab it now.
Chillin' Charlie, nurture connections, the gray wolf. But it is spelled with the A. It's the Americanized gray wolf. Gray wolf's power comes from understanding the intricacies of our bonds with each other. Watch wolf whispers, let words and speech become background babble, and instead focus on the eyes, the twitching muscles in the jaw. Begin to feel in complex social situations, intuiting connections and relationships. This is how you learn whom to trust, how you learn who leads. Play and tend, wolf reminds. This is how you build the bonds of tribe, a sense of wholeness. Wolf knows that you are a shimmering thread in a larger tapestry, part of an integral weaving of family and community. Understanding social dynamics and how to play them is wolf's special medicine. Getting in touch with your intuition. Okay, I don't know who you're surrounding yourself with. Could be family, could be friends, could be someone new that you met, at the county fair. I don't know. You are starting to make deeper connections with people because you're understanding energy, Charlie. And I don't think you really get why, I'll use Bob, as I always do as an example, why everyone loves Bob and you cannot stand to be around this guy. Like, it literally makes you sick. Honey, what's happening is you're becoming more spiritually aware, more spiritually advanced. You're making different connections. Trust that instinct and stay the hell away from Bob. And don't worry who judges you because it's going to come back around to them. They're going to realize who and what he really is. You are probably a psychic knower. You're extremely intuitive. Don't let people manipulate you into doing things, saying things, agreeing with things, etc., that you do not want to. Step into your power. I said this to someone else before. Stop being manipulated to agree just to keep the peace, just to avoid conflict. Batmom, if something needs to be said, you need to say it. I know that's hard for you. I know that's hard for a lot of us because we don't like confrontation and conflict. The only way you speaking your mind and speaking your truth and being who you truly are and saying what you truly mean can cause confrontation and or conflict is if the other person takes it that way. Do it in kindness and love, offer help, offer support, offer advice, but don't sit silently on the sidelines and watch whatever's happening happen. And I feel like it's someone manipulating someone else that you're close to.
Okay, you're done.
All right, Ghost, pick a deck.
Why don't you pick for me? Something tells me to let you pick.
All right, Gothic. I did a full reading for Ghost Dragons. Normally we do it face-to-face through video, but I had to, because he's a patron and I give patrons readings. Smoochie, I don't use Messenger, but I like Facebook. And I did it, and then it was the 10 card or 12 card reading, 10 or 12, and I had to delete readings as soon as I uploaded them because I still had the iPhone and storage, which was an issue. I have like 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes on this phone, which is fine. So I deleted, instead of Blue Herons, who I had already uploaded and was supposed to get rid of, I deleted his. And it's like I was trying to do something nice for him, like surprise him, and of course it went wrong. I was upset. I went and got a new phone the next day. I was really upset about that. That's the Fae, Jules. Oh, I haven't pulled this one yet. Serpent's Spell. The Shadow Self. Medusa slivers toward us, her hair a tangle of snakes, writhes and contorts above and around her. Her arms are outstretched, commanding respect from all who come near. In Greek mythology, the cursed Medusa was punished by Athena for betraying her. She was sent to a faraway island and transformed physically so that no man would ever desire her. However, this did not stop her from beckoning people to look in her direction. One glance from her hypnotic eyes would turn whoever looked at her to stone. Oh, I had someone tell me today, I'm sorry to interrupt your reading, but I've got to get this out. Someone messaged me this morning to vent to me, and he was upset about something that are not going well in his life. So I was making suggestions. I was talking about manifestation, and he said, "Can I say something to you without offending you?" And I said, "Sure. Speak your truth. What do you want to say?" He goes, "Look at you. You obviously have an advantage over," I don't know if he said me or most people, when it comes to social situations. I was mad. I said, my looks have taken so much more than they've given throughout my life. And people who judge other people on their looks are a-holes. I was mad. Anyway, in Greek mythology, I said that already. There are many things in life that we would prefer not to acknowledge or look at closely. The slithering serpent banished to the recesses of our own mind represents those shadows within ourselves that we would prefer stay hidden. It is important to remember that we all have a shadow self. It might manifest as jealousy, anger, laziness, or self-sabotaging beliefs that prevent you from attaining your dreams and having a healthier life. Since we can neither dismiss nor heal the dark serpent within us, it is advisable to get to know it. Facing your demons and accepting them can actually be a positive thing to do. Understanding why we become jealous or angry can uncover a path towards a more balanced way of living. This is another card about speaking your truth, Ghost Dragons. This is about you staying silent about things. And it doesn't mean you have to react in jealousy, rage, anger. I don't see that in you. I don't see it suppressed. I've known you long enough. I've been around you physically. You and I have been in the same space. I don't get that from you. But I do feel like you bite your tongue a lot with people in order to not offend, to not upset, to not overstep. You say that a lot to me. I'm sorry. You'll say what you mean and feel, and then you'll say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overstep. When I asked for your opinion, when I came to you with a problem or an issue, because I trust you to not be afraid to hurt my feelings, to tell me the truth of what you see and feel, I would never, ever be angry with you for saying what you feel, especially if I asked your opinion. And I feel like a lot of the time, and not just with me, this isn't just about me and you. This is about you and other people. You're on mute. You've got this way about you of sitting and observing as an observer, obviously, which is okay. It's just holding it all inside is going to lead to an eventual lash out. And this card specifically said rage, anger, jealousy, things like that. So that means it's coming. You're suppressing too much and you can only take so much. I feel like if you have something to say, if you have something you're feeling, you are very capable of talking about it in a calm, collected, and kind way while also getting your point across. If you're feeling some type of way, if you're feeling angry, upset, if you're feeling like someone's putting too much on you, if you're feeling like someone's making a bad decision, you have every right to talk about it. So please do, because being conflict avoidant is ego and fear-based, because you don't trust the people around you to accept that you may have a different opinion, to accept that sometimes you get angry. You don't always have to be what you feel is the perfect image of somebody. And again, I'm getting emotional. You are allowed to be authentically you and still be loved. You're still beautiful and whole and perfect and authentic.
I'm just me.
Right. Like everyone else in here.
Yep.
You should never be quiet when you're feeling sad or angry or upset. Again, that doesn't mean screaming and hollering and abusing someone, but it means being able to say, you know,
like I would do that.
Gemma, I think that's a bad choice. Or so-and-so, you're putting too much pressure on me. This isn't all my fault. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. You know, like it's okay to put that out there. If the other person gets upset, then they get upset and you guys will make up later. It's about getting it out before it explodes. And the explosion is coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I know. My tears are coming.
I know just by the way, like you've been very withdrawn, not to put you on blast, but lately, like we usually talk every single day, all day long. Things have been coming up and it's nicer weather and I've been spending time with my mom and packing and all that, but we have not connected like we normally do for the past 2.5 years, the past couple of weeks, because you're dealing with a lot. But you should be able to come to me as your best friend and be like, this is what I'm going through. And not just put it out there and then we forget it and don't talk about it again. Just like I come to you with all of my problems and lay them out bare for you to see and help me with, you should be able to do the same with me. And any of us, anybody who you trust with that kind of feeling and emotion. All right. Paranormal Pixie, pick a deck. For me, I've got Wonderland, Dark Light, Wild Woman, Mermaids, Fairy Tale, Gothic, Radiant Sun, Shapeshifter, Vampire, and Deep, Dark, and Dangerous.
She said vampire.
All right. Now, I'm going to read this in the third person because otherwise it's not going to work. Then after this, we will end. And don't forget, Monday, it's going to be a long video premiere, part 1 of H.H. Holmes and the Chicago Murder Castle. It reminded me, my mom and I were watching season 6 of American Horror Story. We watched 1, we watched 2, then we watched 1, we watched 2, and then we watched 1, and now we went to 6, and we're going to go to 8 or 9 soon. All right. Here it is. Ancient. Ancestry, Egypt, magical inheritance, card number 4. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever pulled this card before. This ancient priestess sits amidst the bones of the past. She is the keeper of the secrets of the ancestors, and she raises the ancient vessel from which she will drink the blood and consume again the knowledge of the past. For this you do too. You turn to the blood knowledge you have within you over and over to guide you, heal you, give you strength in times of sorrow. Even we, who are so often uncertain of how it is we can even walk in the world, wonder, as we study more and more of human history, how did we begin? So it is for you too at this time. How did I begin, you wonder? Where are my forebears from? What part does my history play in my present? What part does the history of the ancestors play in my present? And how will my past shape my future? This card will often come up for humans who are adjusting to new information about members of their family and their heritage. The knowledge of what others have done, said, thought, felt, died of, been born into is informing the present. You may be learning secrets about your family that have been kept for many years, and you will have with you a sense of immortality of family lineage, that you are part of a history of the planet, just as the plants and the trees are. Your family is the history of the plant, and it is time to acknowledge this and understand who you are deep down in the blood, and to find out which of this blood is wise and which of this blood's influence can be overcome. Blessing, family connections that lead you to greater knowledge of the self and of how to work with the family members you do know. There will be information that comes to you at this time that may surprise you or disappoint you. Whatever the reaction, it's a gift to be able to know where you're from and from whom the raw matter, the very cells of your being, came. Curse. There may be a lack of knowledge about family and ancestry, a kind of dismissal that anything of the past matters, which leads to an unfortunate repetition. See the priestess and see how she is working directly with ancestors of ancient times and with their animal kin and the ancient gods and goddesses. She may be very old or she may be very young, but she is one who has a healthy respect for the ancient ones, the old ones, who are returning now as never before. Working with this card, tap into ancestral energy for it has much to offer you at this time. Simply take time to meditate and see who comes to you. So what I'm getting here is obviously looking into my lineage, where I'm from. And I think this has a lot to do with my abilities, how I am coming into new ones every day and understanding more about the differences between me and other people, coming to accept things about myself that I was once fearful of accepting, coming to proclaim things about myself, to be authentically me and accept genuinely how others may feel about it, whether they agree with it, don't agree with it, like it, don't like it, and to still be able to speak my truth, to be able to be completely Gemma. And if somebody doesn't like that, doesn't believe that, doesn't agree with that, to not take that on me. I take on a lot of guilt because of mainly my stepmother, how she treated my abilities, how she put the fear of being locked away in a mental institution into me at a young age. This is also, I've been looking into a lot what's going on with my mom and the fact that she's an ancient native healer and she will not work with it. So suppressing it, I think that could be causing her Meniere's, her vertigo. So I actually have been looking a lot into my family lineage and trying to pull my ancestors in. With the death of my uncle, who was seeing demons before he died, I do think this is a connection to him as well. And if you guys look on my Amazon wish list, right below the Jasmine Beckett Griffith stuff are a lot of jewelry and pieces of ancient Egypt. I got really into that. I ordered the Book of the Dead, and it's crazy that this card would come up for me. So, all right, guys, don't forget Monday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. It will be part 1, H.H. Holmes and the Chicago Murder Castle. Don't forget the links for my books, Missing the Faith Theory, Encounters with Evil, 101 True and Terrifying Stories, and Shadow Entities, Sleep Paralysis, and Beyond, all in the description box, Kindle and paperback. If you want a signed copy, hit me up. If you need anything else, if you want a personal reading, I'm doing them for half price on PayPal or Cash App. GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. Lara, I was going to ask you to help me interpret that a little bit better. And yeah, I will make sure that you get a reading, half price readings. If you have any encounters, I want to do another listener encounters. I've been saying it for a really long time. Oh, New England, I have to, because I have to film an 8,000 word video. It's probably going to take me about 2 hours, and it's 10 o'clock at night here. So I also have to shower, do yoga, manifestations, meditations. I got to get on the Oculus. I'm probably not going to get to bed till 2, but I love hanging out with you guys. I love that you all come and show your support. There won't be a live stream Monday, but we will be here tomorrow night, me, Ghost Dragons, and Miss Paranormal Pixie, for chillax and chat from 8 until whenever. I decided not to cap it. We'll see how the chat goes. New England Dirt Roadie, if you need me, I want you to sage again with the tourmaline on your person, in your hand, in your pocket, touching your body somehow. I don't care if you tape it to the back of your neck. It doesn't matter. Get it there. If it drops and breaks, the entity might knock it out of your hand or knock it off you. That is a good thing. That's releasing its energy. Don't break it on purpose, but if it does happen, it's all good. Don't forget PayPal, Cash App, donations. I really appreciate it. That's how I keep the channel going, pay for StreamYard, pay for Dex, and live. So yeah, it's that time of the month, I guess, money wise, but I love you guys, and I do appreciate all of you. If you need anything, just hit me up, and I'm also on Facebook. All right, bye. New England Dirt Roadie, hit me up if you need me. Steven, I will talk to you way later.
Okay, no problem. Bye.
Good night, guys.